You should be making money when you're on these apps, okay? It's not up for discussion. Every time you post, good morning, every time you go live, anytime you're on these apps, you should be making money and building your business. If you are not doing that, that is a serious problem that we have to fix today. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. It needs to be fixed today because time is of the essence. We are almost halfway through 2026, and you said years ago you were going to start the business. So where is the business? You spend way too much time on these apps and you're not even getting paid to be here. That's a problem. Something else I want you ladies to understand is this. Good morning. You should be building generational wealth, okay? The goal is to not only get paid when you're actively working for it, because let's be real, at some point you're gonna want to take a vacation with your family, true or false? At some point you're gonna want to do self-care, at some point you gotta go to sleep, at some point you gotta take care of you. But if the only time you make money is when you're actively working for it, that's a problem. It's a problem that has to be fixed today, okay? Ladies, I need you guys to understand this. You only need one digital product in your store. Some of y'all get hung up on making ebook after ebook after ebook, but you haven't even sold the first one. Stop making all these ebooks. You only need one. And that one digital product that you choose to create and sell will literally change your entire life. I can't make this up. Okay, I've been a full-time entrepreneur for 6 years, started during COVID. I took one ebook and I sold it over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, anything that you want to sell, anything that you have a passion for, you should be monetizing. That's not up for discussion. You should be making money from it. But do you want to know why you're not? You want to know the truth? This is the truth. The truth is you live in fear. That's the truth, okay? You live in fear. You keep telling yourself what you can't do and what you're not good at. You keep getting in your own way. On my life, fear stands for fuck everything and run. And that's what a lot of you guys have been doing for a very long time. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1,000,000 idea for years, some of y'all decades, because you're so fearful of what people are going to say about you. You're so fearful of looking stupid. Good morning. You're so fearful of failing, and all of this fear that you refuse to let go of is the very fear that's stealing your dream life from you. Because let's be real, you know exactly what you want your life to look like. You have prayed and prayed and prayed again. You know exactly what side of town you want to live on. You know exactly how much money you want in savings. You know exactly what kind of vacations you want to take your children on. True or false? You know exactly how much money you want to leave your children when you're no longer here. You know all the things. But every single day that you don't live like that is another day that you could have, but you chose to let fear steal it from you. We got to fix it today. For those of you guys who are new here, hello, my name is Coach Jazz. Good morning, good morning. If I'm saying anything this morning that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, go ahead and start double tapping the screen, like, comment, and share. YouTube, thumbs up the live. I see 20 people in here. Believe it or not, the more we interact with these lives, the more these lives will get pushed to more people. And there are a lot of women who have no clue that they're getting in their own way. No, they don't take accountability. They think it's everything and everybody else. They don't have any idea. So just like this live found you, let's allow it to find others. I'm going to be giving you guys a lot of information this morning, okay? It'd be in your best interest to take notes. In other words, write it down. Because if I know anything about you, good morning, you're human. And as a human, we have a tendency to forget because life's and stresses. True or false? But if you write things down, if you take these notes, anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. The key word of this live, ladies, is going to be execution. You're going to hear me say this word 10 million times this morning because I need it to stick in your pretty head. Not only are we going to write it down, not only are we going to talk about it, we're going to do it. We're going to execute. See, a lot of you guys are addicted to social media. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's go ahead and discuss. Let me get you uncomfortable. A lot of you guys are addicted to scrolling, and you have convinced yourself that if you just watch more lives, if you just hang out on social media and watch more YouTube videos and archive more posts, then somehow magically a business will fall into your laps. Ma'am, I don't know what world you live in, but I live in the real world. And in the real world, you have to actually execute, which is going to require you to close the apps and get the work done. Okay? You have to actually pick up your phone, record the video, and then hit upload. You can't watch about it. You can't talk about it. You have to do it. Okay? You got to be about it. All right? If you have your pen and paper in hand and you are ready for class to begin, go ahead and put ready in the chat. Good morning, because if you are ready to learn, I am ready to teach. YouTube, let's get some thumbs up in the live. You guys typically are my most active community. Where are we at? It takes 2 seconds to hit that thumbs up. Let me know that you're here. And as soon as at least one person's put ready in the chat, we'll get started. Now, while I wait for someone to write the word ready, let me ask you this. Ladies, be honest. We're not going to gaslight ourselves this morning. When was the last time you said to yourself, I am going to take 20 minutes today and work on my business? I am going to take 20 minutes today and work on the goal that I have for myself. Good morning, Donna. I am going to take 20 minutes and put myself first today. Some of y'all like, Jazz, girl, I don't ever do that. That's the problem. That right there is the problem. You are going to have to start making yourself a priority in your own life, okay? Because if you refuse to, nothing that we're talking about this morning is even going to apply to you. So you might as well leave now. Because if you do not start putting yourself first, if you do not start setting aside 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour towards working on the goals and the things that are most important to you, it's never going to get done. You have to make yourself a priority in your own life. You cannot keep doing for others and never doing for yourself. You've been doing that. And let me ask you, is it working? No. You're going to have to change some things up. You have to start putting yourself first. It's not up for discussion. Okay? All right, good morning. So let's go ahead and get started. What is a digital product and how will we build the business? Let's talk about it. So a digital product, ladies, is something you don't have physical possession of. So think of a movie on Netflix. Think of a song on your Apple Music or Spotify. You just don't physically have in your possession, right? It's all out somewhere in the cloud. Okay. You are going to create something to sell. And listen, it could be anything. Please don't overthink. There's something that you're really good at already. There's something that you have a lot of knowledge in. There's something that you have a passion for. And whatever that thing is, that's what I need you to sell. See, some of you guys, especially on the TikTok community, you guys are addicted to buying e-courses to resell. Honestly, you're just trying to take the lazy way out. And the only reason why you bought the e-course is because someone on this app told you that you could make $10 million in 24 hours. And you believed them. But is that working? Did you make it yet? No. Because you don't care about nothing in that e-course. You only bought it for a quick lick. But when you create something that you truly have a passion for, something that you actually know about, it's so easy to sell that thing because you actually like what it is that you're selling, okay? So I want you to think about what you could be selling that you truly enjoy. And it does not have to be an e-course or an e-book. You could do workbooks and journals. You could do affirmation guides. You could even do private communities. Whatever you want. It really doesn't matter. Okay, just sell it. Now I'm going to give y'all 2 apps. Good morning. And these apps will change your entire life if you use them. Okay, so you're going to download it, you're going to open it, and you're going to use it. If you're ready for app number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. Good morning. Good morning. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, my name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch. If I say anything this morning that is resonating with your spirit and vibrating with your soul, go ahead and start double tapping the screen. Also, you guys, make sure you follow me so you don't lose me. Listen, especially on TikTok, they steal my videos. They steal them. And then they make fake accounts. And then they're going to turn around and message you. Do not get hoodwinked, finessed, or bamboozled on these TikTok streets, y'all. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. Okay? All right, y'all ready? App number 1, good morning. Write it down. It is Canva. Canva. Write this down. You will be using Canva for everything. Literally. So maybe you do want to create content. Great. Canva has thousands of Instagram Reel templates on there for you. Okay? Maybe you want to start that YouTube channel. I tell y'all every morning, get on YouTube and start your channel. You still won't listen because you refuse to get off of the apps. Start your YouTube channel. Canva has thousands of YouTube thumbnail templates. And just so you guys know, the thumbnails are just those pictures that you see before you actually click on the video. That's what draws people's attention to your videos in the first place, okay? The thumbnails. All of the creators, including myself, are getting them off of Canva. And maybe you do want to create an ebook. That's what I'm going to teach you guys how to do this morning. And you want to look all professional. Great. Canva has thousands upon thousands of ebook templates on there for you, okay? All 1000% customizable, meaning you can swap out the colors, the fonts, the pictures, everything you want to do, okay? Now, before we get into app number 2, I do want to speak to this woman on this live who's holding on to fear. She knows who she is. And if you're new here, we said fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you're ready to do right now. You're ready to run away because you let fear run your life. And you're sitting here saying things to yourself like, Jazz, well, I would love to start an online business. This sounds great, but I'm not tech savvy. What if I'm too old for this? What if it's too late for me? Okay. Well, before you run away from the dream life that you've always wanted, listen to me very closely. First of all, you woke up this morning. That's a blessing. Every day that you wake up means that you were blessed with another day, another opportunity to work towards your goals. So use it. Until you are 6 feet under, it is never too late. Number 2, you're on social media all day. Don't sit here and lie. You are on social media all day long. You are liking, commenting, sharing, and archiving. That takes tech savviness. So, you will use the same tech savviness that you already have and build your online business. And number 3, for my ladies who think they're too old, what did we say? We just said we were going to sell our knowledge. That's what we said. So if you are older, that means you have a lot of knowledge. You have a lot of wisdom, which means you have a lot of things that you could be selling. So get to selling. Okay? Cool. If you're ready for app number 2, put a 2 in the chat. I don't want to hear anything more about you, what you can't do, what you're not good enough, what you're not good enough at. Listen to me. A lot of people, and I used to be guilty of this too, we are very insecure. And that's why a lot of you guys struggle with posting content, because you care way too much about people think of you. That's your problem. That right there. Confidence is who you think you are. I'm going to say that again. Confidence is who you think you are. And unfortunately, a lot of you guys don't think highly of yourself, which is why you care so much about the opinions of other people. But the reason why you don't think highly of yourself is because you never, ever, ever keep the promises that you make to yourself. Every single time it's time for you to show up for you, you bail. You make excuses, you talk about what you can't do, you say, I'm going to do it later. Every time you break those promises that you made to yourself, you are slowly eroding at your self-confidence, your self-respect, and your self-love to the point where you no longer have any. In order to build that up, in order to become confident and to stop caring what other people think, you're going to have to start committing to the promise that you made to yourself. That's the only way it's going to get fixed. If you told yourself you were going to start a business, then start it. Get off of the apps and start the daggone business. If you told yourself you were going to lose weight, then lose it. For Christ's sakes, lose the weight. I lost 100 pounds. Lose it. If you told yourself that you were going to create content, then create it already. Stop talking about it. Stop praying and wishing and just do it. It is really that simple. It really is that simple. Okay? All right. Good morning. App number 2 is ChatGPT. This is AI, and you will be using AI for everything. Everything. ChatGPT is going to make your life so much simpler, okay? So maybe you do want to create content, good, but you just don't know what kind of videos to make. Fine, ChatGPT will tell you. It'll tell you. Maybe you do want to start the YouTube channel, but you're just a little camera shy and you're not too sure what to say in the videos. Fine, ChatGPT will script the whole video for you. Now all you have to do is say the words. And maybe you do want to write an ebook, which is what I'm going to teach you how to do this morning, but you're just not too sure what to put in it. Fine. What if I told you that ChatGPT will write the entire ebook for you from beginning to end in under 30 seconds? Ladies, it has never been easier than today to start your online business, but for the umpteenth time, you keep getting in your own way. You keep convincing yourself you can't do it, you're not good enough, you're not worthy, you have distraction after distraction. It is really you, thank you, Char, that's holding you back. So we've got to fix it. I gave you Canva and I gave you ChatGPT. Now we're going to put it together and write it. Good morning. If you're ready for prompt number 1, go ahead and put ready in the chat. If you're not taking notes, listen, shame on you. Because if I know anything about you, you are human and you're going to forget. Because life, stresses, true or false. But if you write the shit down, anything that I do say that you happen to forget, you can still refer back to your notes and get it done. But not only are you going to write it down, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. Imagine how much time you would have to commit to your goals if you just got off of Instagram. Imagine how much time you would have in your day if you just got off TikTok. Oh. Close the apps and start the damn business. Okay? Now, you're going to open up ChatGPT. In the search, you're going to type this in. Prompt number 1, here we go. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Closed mouths do not get fed. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. Make sure y'all follow me so you don't lose me. They do steal my videos. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. If I'm saying anything that's resonating with your spirit and vibrating with your soul, double tap the screen. Yes, I can repeat. Give me 10 digital product ideas I can sell that solves a problem. Once you type that in, you're gonna hit enter. All right. Now, before we move forward, I need you guys to write this word down. This says consistent. Good morning. Write it down. And then once you write it down, I need you to underline it. And then I need you to go ahead and circle it. Because this morning, right now, you and I are going to lock in on the true definition of the word consistent. Because believe it or not, a lot of y'all are extremely confused. So I'm going to go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think consistent means when you feel like it. Some of y'all think consistent means once in a while if you have time. No, ma'am. Consistent means more often than not. So, if there are 7 days in a week, consistent means working on the goal, working on the business, whatever it is that you're trying to do 4 out of the 7 days. Ladies, I don't know what world you live in, but the world I live in requires consistency to get stuff done. Okay? You are going to have to start showing up for you and showing up for the goal if you want any of this to work. If you truly want to be an entrepreneur, if you truly want to build a business, if you truly want to lose weight, if you truly want to save money, if you truly want to go back to school, you're going to have to truly show up. I don't care if it's 20 minutes a day. I don't care if it's 5 hours a day. You are going to have to start showing up 4 days out of the week to get it done. And before you sit there and say to yourself, well, Jazz, I truly don't have time. That's a lie, because you're on this live right now. If you have time to scroll, you have time to work on this. If you have time to catch up on your favorite TV shows, You have time to work on this. Stop lying to yourself. It's not getting you anywhere. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. You have all the time. So, I need you to start being consistent if you want any of this to work. Otherwise, you might as well just go to someone else's lives so they can feed you some lies. Now, let's make consistency easy, okay? Because life is hard enough. True or false? Life is life and stress is stressing, and then bills is piling up. So let's make consistency easy so we can actually get it done. Okay? It is so much easier for you to be consistent when you do things that you actually like. Okay? Some of y'all make things way too difficult for yourself, and that's why it's not getting done. I want you to go through the list that ChatGPT gave you of all the ideas and only choose the ideas that you truly have a passion for. I want you to ask yourself, what is something that I would love to talk about all day, every day if I was getting paid to do it? And whatever that thing is, that's your business. That is the business. That is the content. That right there, okay? And if ChatGPT gave you 10 things and you don't like none of the things it gave you, fine, ask for 10 more. And keep asking until it gives you something you want to use. Listen to me. Listen to me. It is so much easier when you choose things that you like because things don't feel like work. When things don't feel like work, now you look forward to doing it. And so consistency becomes so much easier. All right? So do yourself a favor and only pick ideas that you truly have a passion for. It is really that simple. Okay? Now, one more thing I need to say before we move forward. This is critical. If you don't remember shit else I say to you this morning, you better remember this. Write this down. Money flows where energy goes. Good morning. Money flows where energy goes. Write that down. Money flows where energy goes. Write that down and circle it. If you're anything like who I used to be, you are giving all your energy away. Your energy is your currency. How you feel about yourself determines how you show up for yourself. And a lot of you guys have become energy vending machines. You just giving it away. You're giving all of your energy to any and everybody. Starting today, starting right now, we are going to start being stingy and selfish with our energy. You are giving all of your energy to your husband, your boyfriend, your sneaky link. You are giving all of your energy to your children. You are giving all of your energy to your aging parents. You're giving all of your energy to your friends. You're giving all of your energy to your job and your coworkers. You're giving all of your energy to celebrity gossip and the news. And by the time you sit down to work on something for yourself, you can't. Because you gave all your energy away. And now you feel drained. You feel frustrated. You feel depressed. You feel anxious. You feel resentment. Resentment, that is a heavy emotion to carry with you every single day. Resentment will weigh you down. But you did it to yourself. Because you keep giving all of your energy to everybody else. Let's be clear. Half of these people that we're talking about are grown, able-bodied adults who can do for themselves. And they're not reciprocating the energy back to you. Because if they were, you wouldn't feel drained. If they were reciprocating energy back to you, you would feel happy, you would feel peaceful. But when you're doing all of the giving and they're doing all of the taking, that's a problem. And that's why you have the negative emotions that you have. You're going to have to start being stingy with your energy. You're going to have to start telling people no. It does not make you a bad wife because you want to work on a business. It does not make you a bad mother because you want to do something for yourself for once. It does not make you a bad friend because you don't want to sit there and listen to her talk about her problems. It makes you human. I don't know if you know this or not, but you matter too. Your happiness is important too. So, starting right now, you were going to start telling people no. No, I cannot loan you any more money. That is money I could be using for my business. No, I cannot keep giving you rides. That is time I could be spending for my business. No, I cannot sit here and listen to you talk about your problems. I have to fix my own. Tell your friend to get a damn counselor. That's what they're for. That's not your job. When you start telling people no, you start saying yes to you. And now you have the energy to focus and lock in because you're not handing it out to any and everybody. Okay? The answer is no. And no is a complete sentence. You do not have to explain anything to anybody. And the people who have an attitude and want to curse you out and call you names, cut them off because they're using you. The people who truly love you, they may get annoyed that you said no, but they still accept it. They still accept it. Okay? All right. Money flows where energy goes. The more energy you put into you, the money flows right behind it. Don't you ever forget it. Prompt number 2, good morning. Once you choose the digital product idea you want to use, you will type this in. Prompt number 2, here we go. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. If you've got that, go ahead and put got that in the chat. If you need for it to be repeated, this is the opportunity to ask. Remember, closed mouths do not get fed. YouTube, thumbs up the live. I see 25 people in here. It takes 2 seconds to hit the thumbs up button. TikTok, if I'm saying anything that's resonating with your spirit and vibrating with your soul, double tap the screen. One thing I stress is the importance of getting off of these apps because what you guys don't realize is this doom scrolling that you do all day is depressing you. It creates a comparison loop and it keeps you from focusing on what truly matters, which is you and yours. I love that you guys tune into my content, especially on YouTube, and I appreciate that because you guys help me get my AdSense check. But at the end of the day, I do not want you watching my YouTube videos and being stagnant. I want you watching and moving. So if you want to listen and have me in your ear while you're taking your steps, great. If you want to have me in your ear while you're setting up to create content, great. If you want to have me in your ear while you're editing your videos, great. But I do not want you just watching my content and sitting on the couch. I want you moving, being active, and doing the things that we're actually talking about. Get off of these apps. Stop scrolling. Stop being on TikTok lives all day. You are wasting your precious time. Seriously. It's getting out of control. Okay? All right. Write me an ebook that helps people solve this problem. You're going to hit enter. This is what I mean by it has never been easier than today to create or start your online business because ChatGPT wrote it for you. Thank you, AK. I appreciate that. Now all you have to do is copy and paste. You will literally, do not overthink. You will literally copy what ChatGPT gave you, and then you will paste it into your Canva template. So open up the Canva app. In the search, you're going to type in ebooks, hit enter. It's going to give you thousands upon thousands of templates. Pick your most favorite one and customize it. Okay? And when I say customize, you can take out pictures, add or change fonts, colors, all the things. You will copy and paste. Now for my ladies who do overthink, you know who you are. You overthink from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. Stop, because it's not getting you anywhere. This is what I want you to write down. KISS, K-I-S-S. This is an acronym that stands for Keep It Simple, Silly. Keep it simple, silly. So do not overthink. The only thing I need you to make sure is that your ebook is clean, it is simple, and it is legible. Clean, simple, legible. That's it. As long as it's those things, you are good to go. You will copy and paste, okay? Once you are done copying and pasting and you love the way your ebook looks, you will download it as a PDF file. PDF, okay? You will then upload that file, good morning, to your hosting site. I hope y'all are taking notes. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, and Shopify. Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. These are some of the most popular hosting sites. Yes, there are plenty more out there. These are some of the most popular ones. And your product only needs to be on one of these, not all 5. If you got all of this, go ahead and put "got that" in the chat. Let me know that you are here and that you are present. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch. Now, while I wait for someone to put "got that" in the chat, let me let you in on something I noticed. Listen, we love our comfort zone. We love it. We have become addicted to our comfort zone. And for those of y'all who do not know, your comfort zone is just your daily routines and habits. That's it. It's what you do on a regular basis. The distractions that you have, the people that you hang out with, the environments that you frequent, the content that you watch. It's just your daily routines and habits. It's the path to most familiarity. That's all it is. But notice how the results that you're looking for, the life that you want, it's not in that comfort zone. No, it's not. Because if it was, you wouldn't be here. Because you'd be living your best life. You would not be on these apps if you were truly living your best life. That's just the truth. The results that you're looking for, the business that you want, the confidence that you want, the boundaries that you want, the life that you want, is not in that comfort zone. You have been looking for it for years and you haven't found it because it doesn't live there. And notice that the comfort zone that we have is the very thing, the habits that we have is the very thing that keeps us frustrated. It keeps us depressed. It keeps us feeling insecure. It has us feeling less than. And even though it brings out all these negative emotions, we still make the choice every single day to stay in our comfort zone. Notice you have become comfortable with being stressed. You've been stressed for so long, that's your new comfort zone. You can't even imagine a life where you can have all your bills on auto draft. Because you have become comfortable with being stressed about money. You have become comfortable with being depressed. You have been sad for so long. That's your new comfort zone. Ladies, you are going to have to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something just a little bit different every single day if you truly want to live the life that you claim you want to live. You're going to have to change some things up. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. If you find yourself on social media all day and that's how you use your free time, I am going to need you to take a half an inch out and decide, you know what, instead of scrolling for 5 hours, I'm going to scroll for 4.5. And the other 30 minutes that I would have been scrolling, I'm going to lock in on my business. The results that you're looking for, the life that you want, the peace that you want, the freedom that you want, the money that you want, it is not in your comfort zone. You're going to have to take a half an inch out. Or you can keep doing what you've been doing. Go on, keep doing what you've been doing. And come back a year from now and let me know how it's going. You got to take a half an inch out, ladies. That comfort zone is not where you want to be. Okay? All right. Now back to these hosting sites, Stan Store, Etsy, Beacons, Gumroad, Shopify. I use Stan Store. I love Stan Store. Stan Store is great, but Stan Store is extremely expensive. Okay, Stan Store is $99 a month. That is very high if your business is not making that yet. Okay, if you are brand new to all of this, Stan Store is not for you. Instead, I want you to start on Gumroad. Because Gumroad only charges you a percentage when you make a sale. They charge you 10% for every sale. So until you make money, you don't have to spend it. That is a great place to start. Okay? Now, what I know about you is this. You're going to make money. How the hell do I know that? Because you're taking notes, you're asking questions, and most importantly, you're going to execute. Meaning you're going to actually do it. You're going to get off these apps and you're going to do it. okay? So when you do start making money, then transfer everything over to Stand Store later, because Stand Store has a lot of features that will help you expand your business, like Afterpay and Klarna. Ladies, let me let you in on what's going on in the world of finance today. Buy now, pay later, taken over. Taken over. And that includes Afterpay, Klarna, Sezzle, QuadPay, Affirm, PayPal has one. There's so many these days. It is the new preferred payment option. Why do you think they put it on DoorDash? Because people are using it. That's why. And if you have a buy now, pay later option on your site, I promise you, you will make more. But for now, you will start with what you have. You will start on Gumroad, you will build your business, and then you will transfer everything over to Stand Store later, okay? So what we just did was we made the ebook. That's what we did. We took Canva, we took chat, we put it together, we wrote it, and then we uploaded it to our hosting site. That was step number 1. Now we have to sell it. That's step number 2. And I'm going to be honest with you. Sales is 80% of the business. That means that's more than half. So we have to get sales right, or there will not be a business. But before we get into sales, I do need to make something crystal clear to you. That process of copying and pasting and making that ebook that we just did should not take you longer than 2 hours. Honestly, it shouldn't take you longer than 1, but I will give you grace and I'm going to give you 2. And just so you know, I don't care how old you are. On my live, age ain't nothing but a number, okay? I don't give a damn. Because what you're not going to do is try to convince me that it takes longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. And I know you know how to copy and paste because you copy and paste the links to Reels and you send them in the group chats all day long. So you know how to copy and you know how to paste. If it is taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words, we have a serious issue that we have to fix today, right now. One of the issues that you might be struggling with, and I used to be guilty of this too, this is how I know. You want to be perfect, right? You're a perfectionist. So what that means is everything about you just must be perfect or it's not right. You are the woman who will waste 6 months of her life that she'll never get back just to overthink her brilliant idea and second guess her greatness. And then when you finally decide to get started, you're going to take things out, put things back, you're going to get irritated and frustrated and have all this OCD because it's still not right, and then give up on it again. Then you're going to let 3 more months go by that you never get back just to overthink some more. Then when you finally decide to reset and restart, this time you're going to go ask 20 people what they think you should do with your business. And the crazy thing is, these people that you're asking, they're not even business owners. These aren't even people you would trade lives with. But for some reason, you care so much about what people think of you. And then when they do give you their opinion, you listen and you care. Next thing you know, a whole year has gone by and you ain't did shit but waste your precious, valuable time that you will never, ever, ever get back. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. I'm going to hold your hand very tightly when I say this to you. Just know I'm saying it out of love. You are not perfect. You are flawed. I am not perfect. I am flawed. Nobody on this earth is perfect, and everybody is flawed. See, what you really are is scary. You're scary as hell. You're still living in fear. And what do we say on this live? Fear on this live stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what you've been doing. You have been running away from your brilliant idea, your $1 million idea, because you're so fearful of what people are going to say about you. You're so fearful of looking stupid. You're so fearful of failing. And all of this fear that you refuse to let go of is stealing your dream life from you. It is literally stealing it. Because let's be clear, you've already prayed. God heard you loud and clear. He knows exactly what side of town you want to live on. He heard you. He knows exactly what kind of vacations you want to take with your children. He heard you. He knows exactly what kind of peace you want, and most importantly, he knows exactly how much money you want to leave your children when you're no longer here. He heard you loud and clear. But every day you hold on to fear is another day that you could have lived that life that you truly want, but you allow fear to steal it from you year after year. And the reason why we hold on to all this fear in the first place is because we are self-sabotaging. That's what all of this is. This is all self-sabotage. We are doing this to ourselves. This is self-inflicted. This is why I keep telling you, you are getting in your own way. You are holding yourself back. This is you versus you every single day. And the reason why we self-sabotage is because we have fragile egos. And your ego is terrified of feeling disappointment if it doesn't work. If you put yourself out there, if you try something new, and if you don't get the results that you want, you are so terrified of feeling disappointment, so you will self-sabotage to avoid feeling it. You will self-sabotage by saying things like, I'm too busy. Let's be real. Let's just cut the shit. You are not too busy. Because like I said earlier, if you have time to scroll on these apps and tune into all of these lives, you are not too busy. If you have time to catch up on your favorite TV shows, you know everything going on in pop culture, you are not too busy. But you will self-sabotage by holding on to that excuse. Because if you actually let that excuse go, well then now you actually have to do the thing. But you're so terrified of feeling disappointment if it doesn't work, so you will continue to hold on to the I'm too busy card. Self-sabotage. You will self-sabotage by holding on to toxic friendships and toxic relationships. You already know you should have cut that friend off years ago because they've been using you. You already know you should have ended that relationship years ago because they've been abusing you. But you will self-sabotage by saying things to yourself like, I can't. You give them the benefit of the doubt. Because if you let those relationships go, you know what would really happen? You would start to feel better about yourself. You would finally start to have the energy that you don't have now because you're no longer giving it away to people who don't appreciate it. And then you would actually have the energy to do the thing that you've always wanted to do, but you're so terrified of feeling disappointment if it doesn't work. So you'll say, well, that's been my best friend for 20 years. He loves me even though he treats me like shit. Self-sabotage. But I'm confused because earlier you said that you were tired of living paycheck to paycheck. That's what you said. You said you were tired of always giving up on yourself. That's what you said. You said you were tired of dragging yourself to a job that you hate and feeling overworked and underpaid. You said you were tired of feeling drained and frustrated. That's what you said. But every day that you live like that, you are still living in disappointment because there's still things about your life that you're not 1000% happy with. I'm trying to help you fix it, okay? But we cannot fix it if we do not change. How can we bring more money into the household and stop living paycheck to paycheck if we don't have a product to sell? How can customers buy our stuff if there's no stuff? They can't. They can't. How can we build our confidence so we can start feeling good about ourselves if we keep breaking the promises that we made to ourselves? We can't. We can't. So, you are going to have to launch the product as is. And I need you to understand and understand that your product will never be perfect. You could spend a whole lifetime working on it and it will still not be perfect. But you're going to launch regardless. And I want you to also understand this. The more you do something, the better you get. The more content you create, the better your content will get. The more products you launch in the future, the better your products will get. The longer you run your business, the better your business will get. But it still will never be perfect. So stop trying. All of our favorite businesses that we spend our hard-earned money on today have gotten better along the years. Look at Netflix. Believe it or not, Netflix did not always have a fancy Netflix app. Absolutely not. They were not always doing comedy specials with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. They did not always have their own production company creating movies and TV series that are now winning Emmys and Oscars today. And they damn sure did not always have wrestling on pay-per-view. Years ago, before COVID, you used to have to go on their website, Netflix.com. And before that, they had the big-ass red boxes in the damn stores. You had to make a list of all the movies you wanted to see. And these were not their originals. These were movies that were once in theaters. They would mail you a DVD off of the list. You could watch it as many times as you wanted. And when you were ready for the next DVD, you had to mail that one back. They did not wait until they could afford the fanciest software to launch. They launched with what they had. And as they continued to run their business got better. The longer they ran it, the more customers they acquired. The more customers they got, the more money they made. And the more money they made, they were able to put it back into the business and make it even better. I don't know if you know this or not, but Netflix is $1 billion business. Billion, not million, billion with a B. So I don't know why you and your ego thinks that you get to skip the messy middle. But I'm going to need you to get that ego in check. Because if Netflix had a messy middle, why do you think you don't have to have that? Make it make sense, because the math ain't mathing. You will have a messy middle too, and you will launch regardless. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words. Jelly says, stop yelling at me. No, ma'am. My goal is to make you uncomfortable so that you can finally change. I want you to be uncomfortable as hell. Another reason why it might be taking you longer than 2 hours to copy and paste some words is because you're distracted as fuck. Excuse my French, but that's the truth. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach for everybody. I have already accepted the fact that I am not the business coach for everybody, because believe it or not, most people aren't really looking to change, okay? Most people are just looking to pass time, all right? They're not really looking for help. They're looking for someone that they can complain and vent to. But the minute you give them the solution to their problem, they bail. They disappear because they weren't really looking for help in the first place. I'm not here for that. I am here to help the woman who truly wants to change her life. But in order to change your life, I have to tell you the truth, and I have to make you aware of the things that you've been doing. Self-awareness is key, and most people don't have it. They have no clue what they're really doing. So here's the truth. See, when you get off of work, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally have some self-respect and self-love, but you choose not to. You choose to sit on the phone and gossip with your friends about celebrities and their drama. When you do have time off from work, like the weekends, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping the promises that you made to yourself so you can finally develop that confidence that you need to reach your goals. But you make the choice not to. You choose to watch Netflix and Hulu for hours. Late at night, when your children are asleep, you could work on your business and reaching your goals and keeping those promises that you made to yourself, but you choose not to. You choose to scroll social media and laugh at funny videos and share them back and forth in the group chats. And the reason why we hold on to all these distractions in the first place, social media, binge watching, Netflix, Hulu, drinking, gambling, all of these distractions that we hold on to, the reason why we hold on to them so tightly is because we're trying to escape. That's what all this is. Escapism. And the reason why we're trying to escape is because there's things about our life that we're not 1000% happy with. And instead of us just being a grown woman and fixing it, we choose to run from it. But let me ask you, how is that working? Is that working for you? Just be honest. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Just be real. Is that working? You don't know? Well, ask yourself, how do you feel regularly? When your alarm goes off in the morning, are you excited to start your day or are you dreading it? Do you find yourself crying more than smiling? Are you stressed more than you are at peace? Just ask yourself. Your body will tell you everything you need to know. Because if it's not working, if you don't feel good, then that means it's time to change something. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting different results. So if your doing is not working for you anymore, if you're genuinely not happy, then change. Instead of trying to escape a life that you're not 1000% happy with, what if we just lock in and build a life that you never feel the need to escape from? Okay. So this is what we're going to do today. Not tomorrow. Not Monday. Not next month. Not next year. Today. Today, you're going to turn the TV off. Put the phone on Do Not Disturb. Tell your friends you will talk to them later. You are building your dream life. You're going to get off of the apps. You're going to close TikTok. You're going to close YouTube. You're going to close Instagram and Facebook. You're going to sit down at home. No, you don't need to go to Starbucks because you find a way to get distracted there. You're going to start your ebook and then you're going to finish it. You're not going to start, stop, come back next week because we already know how you do. You don't come back. You're going to start it and you're going to finish it. 2 hours is all you need. If we are crystal clear on all of these instructions, then please put clear in the chat because respectfully, there is no point in even talking about sales if you don't have anything to sell. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. She said some stuff you can't fix. You have to be patient a lot of times. No, ma'am. No, absolutely not. I'm not going to give you that. I'm not going to give you that. You have the power to fix anything in your life that you're not happy with. You want patience, but you're not even doing the thing to get out of the circumstance that you're in. You can't just magically fix the problems by not doing anything. Anything that you want, you have to work for. I don't know what world some of you guys are living in, but in the real world, you have to work for it. You want better credit? You got to pay down your credit cards. True or false? You don't just sit around and wait for your credit score to go up. Am I lying? Am I lying? You want a better job? You have to actively put in applications to find one. True or false? A better job does not just fall into your lap. You want to save money? You have to actively stop spending it. You want a degree? You want to go back to school? That means you have to actively work towards the degree. You have to show up for class. You have to do the work. You want to create content? That means you actively have to record the videos. There's no patience. That's just to try to get out of jail free card. You have to put in the work. Okay? All right. My goal is to make you uncomfortable so that you can change it. Sales. So, I said a few minutes ago, sales is 80% of the business. That's more than half. Okay, so we've got to get this right or there will not be a business. But I do have to tell you the truth. Sales is where most people fail. They fail at sales. Okay, not on the creation part. That's the easy part. They fail at sales, but not for the reasons that you think, because some of y'all are ready to run away now. People fail at sales because of the things they say in their mindset in regards to sales. They'll say things like, I'm not a salesperson. What if I'm being annoying? What if I talk about my product too much and people unfollow me? What if people think I'm begging them for money? Okay, well, before we can sell something, let's first fix our headspace in regards to sales, because that's what makes sales so hard for them. Number one, sales is not begging, okay? Sales is solving. People have a problem and you have a solution. You're not begging anyone for anything. So get that out your head right now. Number two, you don't have a choice but to consistently remind people about the products and services and how you can help them, because people are extremely forgetful and they will forget. Ladies, everyone is living their own life, okay? People are going to work, they're taking care of their family, and they're on social media all day just like you. Which means they're being bombarded with content from the time they wake up to the time they go to bed every single day. You don't have a choice but to remind people consistently about who you are, what you do, and how you can help people, so they can even begin to remember who you are, because they will forget. Why do you think I keep telling you guys to take notes on this live? I keep telling you time and time again, write this down, write this down. Why? Because I already know you're going to forget. We're all extremely forgetful. It's not a matter of if you forget, it's a matter of when. And when you do, you can refer back to your notes and still get it done. Why do you think I keep telling you that the key word of this live is execution? You hear me repeat myself every single day. Why? Because I need to stick in your pretty head. Psychology has already proven the more you hear something, the more it sticks, and I need it to stick. You can't just write this down. You can't just watch about it. You have to actually be about it and do it. You have to consistently remind people. Otherwise, they will forget. Look at Amazon. We already know who they are, okay? Most of us are Prime members, and we've all heard of Amazon before, meaning we pay a monthly subscription to utilize 2-day, 1-day, and same-day shipping. So even though everyone knows who Amazon is, and most of us spend our hard-earned money with them every single month, notice they still remind you daily of who they are, what they do, and how they can help you. Look at their Amazon trucks. You can't even go 2 miles down the street without seeing at least one. They didn't have to paint their trucks blue. They could have left them white. They didn't have to put their logo on it, but they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their trucks, your brain thinks Amazon. I can order from Amazon. You can't even go down a neighborhood or enter into a mail room without seeing Amazon packages everywhere. They didn't have to put their logo on those cardboard boxes. They could have left them blank. But they did it for a reason. Why? So that every time you see one of their packages, your brain thinks Amazon. I can order from Amazon. Now, let's be honest. Do you really think they're worried about being annoying? Do you really think they're worried about you unsubscribing from Prime because they're doing too much and being cringe? Do you really think they're worried about you thinking that they're begging you for money? You really think that? Girl, please. No. They know you're not going anywhere. How do they know that? Because they know they have a solution to your problem. They already know you're lazy and you love convenience. You're not going nowhere. So every day they will continue to remind you that they exist, and every month you will continue to spend your hard-earned money with them. For those of you guys who have seen my face before, maybe I'm a new face to you. I've been on these social media apps for 6 years full time. You might have found me on YouTube somewhere, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads. I am all over the internet. How is it that I'm able to show up consistently and talk about Glow Up Academy without worrying about people thinking I'm being annoying, without worrying about people thinking I'm begging them for money, without worrying about people unsubscribing or unfollowing me because I'm doing too much? How am I able to do that? Because I know I have a solution to people's problems. People want to become more confident. They want to follow through with the promises that they make to themselves and have someone hold them accountable every single day. I do that inside of Glow Up Academy. People want to become more consistent. They want to become more disciplined so they can actually become the version of themselves that actually gets it done this time. I work with them every single day inside of Glow Up Academy. People want to build their online business. They want to monetize their platforms and sell their products. I work with them every single day inside of Glow Up Academy. If people unfollow me or unsubscribe because I'm doing too much, respectfully, I don't give a damn. One thing I know about people is this: people do not change until the pain of change outweighs the pain of staying the same. In other words, until they hit a brick wall. Some people just ain't hit that brick wall yet. But when they do, they always come back. And because I have that energy with my products and services, I sell, and I sell a lot. Because Amazon has that energy with their products and services, they sell, and they sell a lot. And if you want to sell a lot too, you're going to have the same energy. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So, let's talk about sales. If you're ready for sales tip number 1, go ahead and put a 1 in the chat. For those of y'all who are just tuning in, good morning. My name is Coach Jazz. We are building our online business from scratch. Now, make sure you guys follow me so you don't lose me. And if I'm saying anything that resonates with your spirit and vibrates with your soul, double tap the screen. YouTube, can we get some thumbs up on this live? It just takes 2 seconds, you guys. The more we interact with these lives, the more TikTok and YouTube will push these lives out to more people. And believe it or not, a lot of women have no clue that they're holding themselves back. They're playing the blame game. And it's not getting them nowhere. Okay. I do want to address the elephant in the room real quick, which is failing. Some of y'all really do want an online business. You've been you ain't manifested it yet, but you've been praying about it. You've been thinking about it for a very long time. And a lot of y'all have amazing ideas. But you're so terrified of the word failing that word is keeping you from starting. But what if I told you that a lot of you guys are extremely confused on what failing even means? So let me go ahead and unconfuse you. See, some of y'all think failing means you create your first YouTube channel, you post your first video, and if you don't get 50,000 subscribers by the end of the week, then you failed. Some of y'all are really out here believing that if you launch your first ebook and you're not a millionaire by the end of the month, then you failed. Some of y'all really think that if you post on TikTok consistently for 7 days, and if you don't get 10,000 views on each reel, then you failed. What if I told you that's not failing? See, failing only exists when you quit. When you throw in the towel and you say, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I give up. I'm done. I quit. Well, then that is when you have failed. Right there. But if every single day you just commit to getting a little bit better, you just take 20 minutes out your day, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever you have, and you just lock in to the goal. You just let go of the excuses and you just say, you know what? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep getting better. Then that's not failing because you're still showing up. One thing I've noticed about society today is we become extremely entitled. Entitlement is at an all-time high. And a lot of people are so entitled, and they've been so entitled for so long, they don't even recognize how entitled they are anymore. They don't even have a clue. What a lot of people have done, what you have done, is you have become entitled to the results in the time frame in which you feel entitled to. So what you've done is you've said to yourself, I deserve to be a millionaire by the end of the month because I said so. And if that doesn't happen, well, now you feel like you failed. You have become entitled to getting 100,000 YouTube subscribers by the end of the week because you said so. That's entitlement. But my question for you is, who told you that it only takes 30 days to become a millionaire? Who told you that? Where did you get that crazy idea from? Who told you that it only takes 24 hours to get 50,000 YouTube subscribers? Where did you get that from? That is all entitlement. You are entitled because what I'm here to tell you is the results always show up. They just may not show up in the time frame in which you feel entitled to. Listen, I've lost 100 pounds. 100 pounds. Through exercise and eating less. No Ozempic, no weight loss surgery. Anyone who has lost any amount of weight knows that this is true. If you just keep counting your calories, meaning you just let go of the excuses. You stop saying things like, well, I have hormonal problems. You just let that go. You stop saying things like, I have a slow metabolism. You just let go of the excuses. You just say, you know what? I'm going to count my calories for real. I'm going to weigh everything out. I'm going to measure it. And I'm not going to eat more than 1,700 calories a day. If you just keep doing that and you just move your body, don't you eventually get to your goal weight? You sure do. You sure do. You want to know why most people don't? You want to know why most people fail at weight loss? You want to know the truth? This is the truth. It's because people feel entitled to weight loss in the time frame in which they set. They said to themselves, I feel entitled to losing 50 pounds in 48 hours. That's what they did. So they went on some crazy crash diet where they starved themselves for a few hours, a few days, and then they give up on it. I'm here to tell you the results that you're looking for, they always show up. They just may not show up in the time frame in which you want. So for anyone on this live who is terrified of failing at their business, just keep going. Just keep showing up. The results that you're looking for, the money that you want, the followers that you want, the subscribers that you want, the sales that you want will come if you don't quit. So for anyone who is terrified of failing, just don't quit. Because if you don't quit, then you didn't fail, and now you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Okay? Okay. Sales tip number 1. She said you were talking to me. Good. I love it. Sales tip number 1. Content is king and distribution is queen. Content is king, distribution is queen. Exactly. Be present at the moment. Amen. Focus on what you can do today. That's the biggest, best advice I can give you. Let's start with the content is king part. Okay. Content is anything that you upload to social media. So if you go live, if you post reels, pictures, if you post statuses like on Facebook and Twitter, if you post long form YouTube video, anything that you upload is considered content. Content is king because the content that we create is how we're going to get the word out about our products and services and how we can help people. Now remember, we said people are extremely forgetful. So we have to consistently remind them through our content so that they can even begin to remember who we are, what we do, and how we can help people. Now, I want you guys to adapt a new mindset, okay? I used to have an all or nothing mindset. Go hard or go home. If you're sleeping, you're not doing anything, right? That's not how we approach this. That's not going to get you very far. You're going to burn out. We have to make sure that we don't allow ourselves to feel overwhelmed. Because one thing I've noticed about people, and I used to be this way too, the minute we allow ourselves to feel overwhelmed with all of these things that we feel like we have to do in one day, we freeze because we don't know where to start, so we just kind of give up on it altogether. Starting right now, your new mindset needs to be, I'm going to crawl before I walk, and I'm going to walk before I run. In other words, I'm just going to take a ½ inch out of my comfort zone and just do a little something every single day that will slowly but surely get me to the results that I want. Okay? So maybe you are struggling with posting content consistently right now because maybe you're camera shy. So obviously, it's going to be extremely difficult for you to post consistently. So first, we're going to address the camera shyness. What I want you to do starting today, if you are camera shy, I want you to sit in front of your phone or your camera, whatever device you're going to be recording from, and I want you to be in front of the camera talking to it for 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time, 30 seconds at a time, multiple times a day. This is not to post. This is just for you to get in front of the camera, because what did we say? The more you do something, the better you get. The more often, the more frequent you're in front of the camera, the less awkward and the less cringe you will start to feel. And don't you dare tell me you don't have time to do this, because again, that is a lie that you keep feeding yourself. If you have time to scroll on these apps, if you have time to watch your favorite shows, you have more than enough time to work on this. If you just committed to this for 2 weeks, I promise you, you will not be camera shy no more. I can't make this up. Once you do get out of the camera shyness, okay, you're no longer feeling awkward. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to work on posting one 30-second TikTok video a week. Just one. 30 seconds. That's it. There's 7 days in a week. That gives you, 6 days to ask ChatGPT for video ideas. That gives you 6 days to have ChatGPT script a video for you. That gives you 6 days to play around with the TikTok editing and edit it. And that gives you 6 days to work up enough courage to hit the button upload. 6 days, 30 seconds. That's it. Once you have consistently been posting once a week, 30 seconds, thank you. We're going to take it up a notch, because now that's your new comfort zone. You're comfortable there. So now we're going to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone, and we're going to commit to posting 2 videos a week. Once you are consistently doing that, we're going to take a half an inch out, and we're going to commit to 3. Next thing you know, you are posting consistently, because you decide to crawl before you walk and walk before you run. And you decide to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone every single day, just do something a little bit different to slowly but surely get you to the results that you've always wanted. Okay? Okay. The distribution is queen part. So not only are we going to work on building at least 3 platforms, we are also going, not only are we going to work on posting content consistently, we're also going to be building at least 3 platforms. Bare minimum 3. Why? Because one is too close to none. That's why. Like that one income you have at that one job. If they laid you off on Monday, what would you do? You would be freaking out, trying to figure out how you're going to pay those bills. If you put all of your eggs into a TikTok basket and the US decides to ban it like they did last year, what would you do? You would be freaking out like all of the other TikTokers who only had a TikTok account. I teach my students we have got to stay proactive so we are not reactive. In other words, we got to stay ready. And no, it's not hard to build 3. Get that out your head. The same exact video that you post on TikTok, you'll also put it on Instagram and YouTube Shorts, Facebook, whatever you want to do. Okay? It takes the extra 5 minutes. I do it all day. I promise you it is not hard. Now, which platform should you grow? That's up to you. You got a lot of options, okay? But I do always suggest starting with the platform that you're always on. So if you always find yourself on TikTok, start TikTok. Obviously, you like this app so much because you're always here, and then just choose 2 more. But I am going to remind you, in case you did not know, YouTube is the most watched platform. It's not TikTok. YouTube has even replaced cable TV. Okay? There are more people watching YouTube than anywhere. So I always urge and encourage my students to start their YouTube channel. If everybody is on YouTube, then why are you not creating on YouTube? Make it make sense. Math ain't math. Now, before we get into sales tip number 2, I do want to talk to the woman who's still holding on to fear. She knows who she is. She quiet as hell. And if you're new here, we said fear stands for fuck everything and run, and that's what she's ready to do. She's ready to swipe up. But before you leave, I want you to listen. She's saying things to herself like, Jazz, girl, I'm glad I found this live. I needed to hear this. This is the right time, divine timing. But I don't know. This sounds amazing. It really does. But you're asking me to post content consistently. You're asking me to create my own digital product, so I shouldn't even be buying someone else's. You're telling me to make my own? Girl, you're telling me to build 3 platforms? Jazz, I don't know. I want to. It sounds great, but honestly, I don't think I can. And this just sounds really, really hard. Okay. Well, before you run away, like you always do, listen. Good morning, Marina. The very first thing I want you to know is this. I don't have the ability to convince you of anything. So I'm not even going to try. I don't have the power to. So I'm not going to waste my time. So if you want to believe that posting content consistently is hard, then fine. Your feelings are valid. You're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that creating your own digital product is hard, then fine. You're entitled to that opinion. You're right. It's hard. If you want to believe that building multiple platforms is hard, then fine, it's hard. But I do want to remind you that the life you're currently living is hard. Going to a job that drains you every single day is hard. Crying because you're so stressed and you're so unhappy with the way things are going right now for you is hard. Knowing deep down in your soul, you can feel it, that there is something better for you. You know it, but you're not living it. Now that's hard. That is hard. And you live like that every day. And see, that's what fear will do. That right there. And you let it. Because look at what you're already doing. That's 10 times harder than this. But you will let fear convince you that you can't do any of this. And you let it. One thing I've noticed about women, and I used to be the exact same way, we never want to give ourselves credit where credit is due. When was the last time you told yourself how proud you were of you? Some of y'all don't even know. Can't even remember. Because you never talk to yourself like that. You never tell yourself you're proud of you. You never remind yourself of how amazing you are. And that's crazy because, let's be real, life's for everybody. Nobody's life is perfect. We have all had moments in life that were hard as hell. We have all lived very dark times. And in those times, we had no clue how we were going to overcome it. No idea. But guess what? We overcame it. We got through it. Because if you didn't, you wouldn't be here right now. So you have already proven to yourself how strong you really are. I don't have to convince you. You've already proven to yourself how resilient you really are. I don't have to convince you. Because if you were not strong, if you were not resilient, you wouldn't have gotten through it. But you did. I remember when I lost my grandma, my whole world went upside down. My grandma pretty much raised me. And when I went off to college, I used to call her every day. like 4 and 5 times a day. I missed her that much. And I would just call her, just check in, tell her what I was doing on campus. She passed when I was 25 years old. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to live my life without my grandma? It's something about a grandma's love. She was the only woman in my life where no matter what I told her, she didn't judge me. And here I am 10 years later, still living without her. That was hard. But I proved to myself I'm strong. I proved to myself I'm resilient. Because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be able to live life without her. And I'm still living life without her. Ladies, you've gotten yourself through tough times. And if you were able to get yourself through whatever you got through, you can get through this. This is a confidence issue and lack thereof, which is why I keep preaching the importance of keeping the promises that you make to yourself. Because every time you don't, this is a result of that. Look at what you've already overcome that was 1,000,000 times harder than this, but because you lack confidence in yourself, you don't even think you can get through this. And honestly, I haven't said anything that you can't do. There is not one thing that I have said that you are not able to do. And I really believe that. But because you keep breaking the very promises that you make to yourself, you don't see that. You don't see it. This is the result of this. And I don't have to convince you. How many times do you scroll on your For You page and you see people living worse off lives than you, still showing up and getting it done? There are women on these apps who have more children than you, and they're still showing up, getting it done. There are people on these apps who have worse health conditions than you, and they're still showing up, getting it done. There are people on these apps who are going through their darkest moments right now. They got laid off. They lost their house. And despite the weight of the world on their back right now, they are still showing up, getting it done. So let me ask you, if they can do it, why can't you? Well, you want to know why you're not? Because they decided to let go of fear. And you make the choice to hold on to it every single day. That's all this is. And listen, my online business changed my whole life. I can't make this up. I've been doing this full time for 6 years. Made more money than I ever could have imagined from my cell phone, a laptop, and some damn Wi-Fi. For the first time in my life, I have peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. I have freedom. I get to do what I want, when I want, and how I want to do it. I have purpose now, meaning I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. I have confidence now. I think very highly of myself. But before all of this, before COVID, absolutely not. I lived a very different life. I used to be extremely depressed, very anxious, frustrated, miserable as hell. I used to be extremely broke, living paycheck to paycheck. I was 100 pounds overweight. I had a 9-to-5 that I absolutely hated. And to top it all off, I used to be an alcoholic. See, I had bought into the American dream bullshit that they sell all of us, but I bought in back in high school. They told me that if I went to college, I would be able to get a good job with benefits and stability. I'd be able to make more than enough money a year to live off of, travel a few times a year, put extra into my 401k so that when I do get too old to work, I'll be able to retire with dignity and live the rest of my years in peace. That's what they said. So I believed them. When I turned 18, I went off to college. My friends were going. My mom told me to go. I went and I did the whole dorm room experience, lived a whole hour and a half away from home. 4 years later, graduated, got my bachelor's degree. Cost me $40,000. Had to move back home. Like most college graduates, you got to move back home because you don't have a job. 6 months later, got my job. Full-time job with benefits and PTO. I was so excited. They were going to pay me to not be at work. Wow. Wow. 401k, health insurance, $60,000 a year. I was 23 years old. That's more money than I ever made. I really believed I was about to live this American dream that society promised me. I was so excited. So I decided to move out of my mom's house. I was sick of her rules. I was ready to do my own thing and be a grown woman. So I decided to get my own place. But I didn't stop there. I did what most Americans do. I went out and got me a car payment. Listen, I already had a car and the car was paid off. My grandma got me that car for high school graduation, but it was old. No leather seats, no push to start, no tablet on the dash. I had to upgrade, right, to match my new upgraded life. Yeah. So I decided to get me a brand new Dodge Charger. It cost me $450 a month. My grandma told me not to do it, but what does she know? She's old. I did it. We all know with expensive cars comes expensive car insurance and expensive gas. By the time I paid all my bills for the month, I was broke. Broke as hell. There were no trips. I couldn't afford to take a vacation, okay? There was no extra money to put into my 401k. I didn't have it. I could barely afford to eat. That's how broke I was. I was broke. I had another problem. I had to start paying back them student loans. See, at 23, I thought it was all fun and games. I didn't think the government was serious about getting their money back because everyone has student loans, right? That's the American way. No. The government is not playing with you when it comes to those damn student loans. They will give you 6 months after you graduate to get on your feet. They won't call you. They won't send letters. They want you to focus on getting a job. But best believe when that 6-month mark hits, they are sending letters to the house because they want to see those tax returns because here's the thing. They're going to tell you how much you can afford. And since they saw on paper that I made $60,000 a year, I didn't have any dependents, no children, they said, oh, good. You should have no problem paying $400 a month. I'm like, what? $400 a month? Yep. That's the price. And it's not up for negotiation. I had 11 student loan accounts that they lumped under one monthly payment of $400 a month. Every single month that I did not pay those student loans, which was literally every month because I genuinely couldn't afford it, I got 11 missed payments on my credit. In the course of 1 year, I racked up 121 missed payments off of some damn student loans. My credit dropped 520. And just so you know, you can't bankrupt those. They will garnish your check. They're not playing with you. So now I got a 520 credit score. So my dreams of home ownership, that's not going to happen for me. Not till I fix that. So I'm broke and I have really bad credit. I had one last problem to top it all off. I hated my job. Nowhere in that American dream blueprint did they tell me I would be miserable at my 9 to 5. Now, I'm not going to lie. At 23, I was very naive. Okay, I was gullible as hell. I believed anything that anyone told me. And when I went into the interview, my supervisor who interviewed me, she said that even though the department was all women, and I was going to be the youngest one there, it was all middle-aged women, she said there was no drama. There was no cattiness. Everyone got along. And they were one big all happy work family. So I went into the department believing that was true. Mistake number one. I learned in corporate America, those are not your friends. Don't get confused. Don't get confused. They're slick with it. You got to watch them. Because see, what they'll do is they'll kiki and caca with you in the break room. But that's not your friend. They will even spend time with you off the clock. So they're not even getting paid to be around you. But they still want to hang out with you and go to happy hour with you. But it's not your friend. They will invite you to their house. They will invite you to their weddings and their baby showers so you can meet their family. But they don't like you. It's weird. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They will even spend their hard-earned money on you. So when it's your birthday, they will all contribute to buy you a gift. But they don't like you. They will do the Thanksgiving potluck, so we all bring a dish and we sit at the table and we all sing Kumbaya, but they don't like you. And best believe, all you have to do is piss off the right one. And they will make sure that every single day you work in that department will be a living hell. I made the mistake of making friends with a woman who was 31 years old. I was 23, and we used to do everything together. Even outside of work, we were friends. And she told me I was like the little sister she never had. And my naive ass believed her. And I said, oh my God, you're like the big sister I never had. I used to tell her all my business. We both decided to put in for a job promotion. And then she decided to let my supervisor know everything that I told her in confidence. That was my fault. I didn't know no better. My supervisor made sure that every single day I worked there was a living nightmare. I was miserable. I must have put in hundreds, if not thousands, of applications trying to find a new job. But no one was calling me back. I couldn't even get an interview. So I'm broke. I have really bad credit, and I hate my job. For the first time in my life, at 23 years old, I felt trapped. If you've never experienced what it feels like to feel trapped, consider yourself blessed, because I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But let me give you some context. See, trap feels like no matter what you do, your life's not going to get no better. That's how trap feels. You could try to be positive and optimistic all you want, but it feels like nothing but negative ass shit from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed every single day. That's how trapped feels. You can try to pray about it, but it begins to feel like God's ignoring you because you still wake up with the same problems every single day. You could try to work some overtime or even get a part-time job to catch up on some bills so you can stop being so stressed about money. But just when you start to have a little bit of a savings account, something always comes up and slaps you in the face. Now your car won't start. Now you got to dish out money for that. It's always something. That's trapped. I used to bring that job home with me. You know what that means? So you've clocked out. You are at home. You should be peaceful and spending time with your family, but you can't because you are replaying all of the toxic things and telling your spouse about everything they're doing to you at work. These people have taken over your mind. They are living in your head rent-free every day. I used to pull up at that job and I would sit in my car and cry before I even clocked in every day. I started to get so stressed out about bills I couldn't even sleep anymore. And I started to have anxiety. I started to feel like they were going to fire me every single day. Became paranoid. And to cope with all of that depression and that stress and that anxiety, I started drinking. First, it was just a few drinks a week to calm my nerves, but that quickly spiraled out of control. And I became an alcoholic. And listen, the only reason why I'm telling you any of this is because if any of my story is resonating with you, you are already doing something hard. Going to a job that drains your spirit every single day is hard. Crying because you are so unhappy is hard. And see, the reason why I was so depressed back then was because I had nothing in my life to look forward to. Back then, I didn't have any hobbies and I didn't have any interests. My life literally began to feel like it was on repeat. Get up, go to work, be miserable, come home, cry, drink, sleep, repeat. Week after week, month after month, and year after year. For the longest time, I thought there was something wrong with me for being depressed about my life. But then I realized that is depressing. Ladies, anyone would be depressed. There's nothing wrong with you. Yes, it's depressing. But now I get to wake up every single day doing what I love to do. And that's the beauty of online business, is you can monetize anything. No, your idea is not stupid. No, your idea is not too far-fetched. How many times do you scroll on your For You page and see the darndest things? And you're sitting there scratching your head trying to figure out, how the hell are they getting paid to do this? I know I can do a better job. You want to know how? You want to know the truth? Because they decided to let go of fear. And you decide to keep holding on to it. That's how. That's the truth. And I want to say one more thing before we move forward, because I need to make sure you hear me loud and clear. I hope you realize that if you work 40 hours a week or more, you spend more time at work with people you don't even like than you do with your family that loves you. See, I literally worked 9 to 5. So what should have only been a 20-minute drive into the city is over an hour because I'm stuck in rush hour traffic. So an hour to work, an hour back, 2 hours in the car, 8 hours at work, 1 hour lunch break. That is 11 hours out of my day gone. I'll never get it back. You only get a few hours to sit with your spouse or your children before you have to put everyone to bed, just to repeat the cycle again the next day. Just so you know, your loved ones, they don't even get the peaceful version of you. They don't get to experience the happy version of you. They don't get to experience the peaceful version of you. No, they get the sad version of you. They get the stressed version of you. They get to experience the miserable version of you. That's not fair. You only get a few hours to spend with your children, your spouse. You put everyone to bed to repeat the cycle again the next day, just to look forward to the weekend. But respectfully, what are you even looking forward to? Because Friday, you still worked. So they still got 8 hours out you. Saturday is the only day that you get to do what you love. But Sunday, not so much. Because Sunday, you have to what? Prepare for the work week. So you got to cook. You got to clean. You got to go to the grocery store. You got to do laundry. And then you have to mentally prepare yourself for the bullshit sitting on your desk come Monday. Ladies, that's not living. That is surviving. Life is meant to be lived, not survived. I don't know what your religious beliefs are, but I do know this. The God I serve, He loves me, and He loves me a lot. Now let me ask you, if He loves me so much, why would He put me on this earth to be hating the very life that He blessed me with? He didn't. That's not why He put me here. He put me here for a very special reason, and He allowed me the opportunity to find it. And online business, social media, allowed me the opportunity to monetize it. And He put you here for a very special reason too. There is something extremely special about you too. But the problem is, life has a tendency to life. And somewhere on our journey of life, we lose our light. It'll get dim, and then it'll get dark. Maybe it was toxic family, toxic friends, toxic relationship. For me, it was a toxic job. And whatever happened, it stole your light. And now you're sitting here believing that there's nothing special about you and that you can't do this. And I'm here to tell you that's not true. That is not true. There is something extremely special about you too. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can do it. I believe the ideas that we get come from God. When something inside of you is telling you to post this, try this, start this, that's God talking to you. He gave you that idea. If it was truly something that you couldn't do, it wouldn't have even crossed your mind. God's not going to plant seeds in an environment that can't harvest them. He gave you that idea because you can do it. But in order to actually do it, in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear. You're going to have to take a half an inch out of that comfort zone and do something a little bit different to get to the life, the results that you want. Ladies, I am here to tell you, you can do this. If you even thought about creating content, that's because you can. If you even thought about starting a business, that's because you can. But you're going to have to let go of fear. You gotta let go of the fear. Because if you don't, fear will continue to steal your dream life from you. Okay? Okay. Cool. Sales tip number 2. She said received. Amen, amen. Sales tip number 2. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. People only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. So if they don't like you, not gonna buy. If they don't know you, they're not gonna buy it. And if they don't trust you, they're not going to buy it. Okay? So how do we get people to like us? Let's start here. All right. We're going to do this through our content. And for those of y'all who are just tuning in, content is anything that you upload to social media. So reels, pictures, if you go live, long form YouTube videos, statuses that you post on Facebook, Threads, Twitter, all of that is content, okay? And content is how we're going to get the word out about our products and services. In your content, I need you to be relatable and I need you to be authentic. In other words, I need you to be yourself, okay? People connect with people through emotions. A lot of you guys are doing yourself a disservice because you're trying to be perfect in your content. But what you fail to realize is that nobody is perfect. So then people can't connect with you. And then you're not perfect, which means you're being inauthentic. So I need you to be yourself. The community that we build, the viewers, the subscribers, the followers, those are the people who are going to buy our products, okay? And please don't let fear take over and try to convince you that people won't like you. That's not true. Because there's 8 billion people in this world, okay? So somebody is bound to like you. And listen, I used to be fearful of that too. I'm in the USA. Ladies, there's a whole world of people out there. The internet is what connects us from people all over the world, okay? There is a whole world of people out there who need you. You have the very solution to their problems. I have women inside of Glow Up Academy from all over the world. From the UK, Canada, Australia, Jamaica, Barbados. I've been in none of those countries. But I was able to help women from everywhere. All because I decided to just show up as myself, not overthink, and post. What if I let fear take over this morning and I didn't go live? Well, then those of y'all watching wouldn't have been able to receive this message because I wouldn't have been live. And so then I wouldn't have been able to help you. But that's literally what you're doing to other people because you won't get out your head. So please, for the love of God, just post your videos. Stop overthinking. People need you. And yes, they will like you. Okay? Okay. We said people only buy from people that they like, know, and trust. All right, cool. Well, how do we get people to know us? Okay. I need you to go live. I need you to go live. And just so we're clear, whether you're faceless or front and center, all of these sales tips that I'm giving you are things that you're going to do. Don't think that because you're faceless, you don't get to go live. No, man. You will still go live and be faceless. Going live is the best way to build your community. Now, is it the only way? No, but it's the best way. How? Why? Because it allows people to get a sense of your energy and your vibes. It allows people to connect with you and engage and interact, and it allows you to promote your products. Now, some of y'all are going to be hard-headed and say things like, Jazz, that's great, but I don't want to go live. Now I'm going to just say, fine, don't. I told y'all earlier, I'm not going to try to convince you to do anything you don't want to do. If you don't want to go live, don't. But I do want to remind you that you also said you didn't want to go to work. That's what you said. It amazes me how many people are willing to bust their ass at their job to build wealth for someone else, but they absolutely refuse to spend 30 minutes to an hour going live and building their business to build wealth for themselves. I don't have to convince you, especially on TikTok. Ladies, how many times, all day, every day, do you scroll and you see people on TikTok live selling? They're selling all day and all night. The internet does not sleep. They're selling hair, clothes, makeup, nails, digital products. They're selling everything. So it doesn't even matter what time of day or night you go live. Just go live. Now, some of you are like, well, Jazz, I would go live. I'm not against it. I'm just a little live shy. Okay. For my live shy ladies in this live shy, camera shy, any shyness that you're struggling with, listen to me. The only reason why you're shy is just because you don't have enough experience doing the thing, okay? It's not because you suck at life, and it's not because you're not meant for this. It's just because you don't have enough experience doing it. Maybe you went live once 6 months ago, but you haven't done it since. I keep telling you, everything that you do over and over and over again, you get better at. We have been on this live for 106 minutes. And if you're still watching, one thing I know about people is this. You trust what I'm saying to be true. If you truly thought I was full of shit, you would have left by now. So I'm going to need you to trust this. If you go live consistently, I promise you, without a doubt, you will get to a point where you are no longer live shy. You have already proven to yourself the more you do something, the better you get. I don't have to convince you. Listen, you did not always know how to walk. Well, now you walk just fine. How? Because you did it consistently. You did not always know how to read and write. Now you do that just fine. How? Because you did it consistently. You did not always know how to drive or do your job. But now you do that just fine. How? Because you do it consistently. So just imagine what would happen if you went live consistently too. Imagine that. I can't make this up. We said people only buy from people they like, know, and trust. Okay, cool. Well, how do we get people to trust us? Okay. Listen. There's a reason why I'm telling you to post content consistently. And no, it's not for your health. The reason why I'm telling you to post consistently is because the more people see you, the more they begin to trust you. Consistency builds trust. I don't know if you know this or not, or if you're living under a rock somewhere, but ladies, people work extremely hard for their money. You work hard. I work hard. Everybody is out here working hard. And if you want someone to trust you with their hard-earned money, well, then that's going to require you to be trustworthy, which means you have to be consistent. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Now, I want to do an exercise with you guys. For those of you guys who do not have a product yet, sit this out, take your notes. For those of you guys who do have a product, but you're struggling to make the sales that you want, this is for you, okay? The first thing we have to do is remove the ego and the pride. Now, some people can't do that because they think they know everything, and they don't believe that there's room for growth or improvement. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. Keep thinking that. Just know pride comes before the fall. always. Now, for those of y'all who can remove ego and pride and you recognize that there's room for growth and improvement and you're not perfect, I'm talking to you. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go to our profile and we're going to ask ourselves some questions. But we have to be honest with ourselves. Write this down. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. I'm going to say that again. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. Don't you ever forget that. Take the ego out. Take the emotion out. Just be honest. Now ask, is it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people? I also need you to ask yourself this. If you were not you, would you buy from you? If you were not you, would you buy from you? If the answer to any of those questions is no, well then you should no longer be confused as to why people are not buying from you yet. There should be no more confusion. But the reason why I'm saying yet is because you have the power to fix it. Okay? So just fix it. Make it clear who you are, what you do, and how you can help people. So that when people do go to your profile, they know exactly what they can expect to get from you. Just fix it. Okay? Listen, that is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of business. That is the beauty of everything that we've spoken about so far on this live. Anything. Literally, do not overthink this, please. Anything that is not giving you the results that you want in your life, you have the power to fix it. But I'm going to be honest, most of you choose not to. That is a choice. Okay? Listen, I have already accepted the fact that I am not the life coach and I am not the business coach for everybody, because I have accepted the fact that most people aren't really looking for help. Most people are just here looking to pass time. That's it. They're just looking for someone that they can complain and vent to. But the minute you present them with the solution to their problems, they dip, they bail, because they weren't really looking for help in the first place. I'm not here for that. I am here to help the woman who truly wants to change her life. She is sick and tired of being sick and tired. She has hit that brick wall. But in order for me to help you, I have to tell you the truth. And the truth is uncomfortable. Yes, it's supposed to be. The truth will set you free. And I have to make you aware of what you've been doing. Listen, most people are not self-aware. Awareness is key. Okay? Anything that is not giving you the results that you want, you have the power to fix. But you make the choice not to, because you choose to stay in your comfort zone. Listen, your comfort zone is just your daily routines and habits. That's all it is. It's just what you do on a day-to-day. The content you watch, the people you hang out with, the people you talk to, the environments that you frequent, the music that you listen to, the foods that you watch. Your comfort zone is just your daily routines and habits. It's what you waste time on. Okay? That's all it is. It's the path of least resistance. But that comfort zone that we choose to stay in every single day does not give us the results that we want in our life. Because if it did, you wouldn't be here. You would not be on social media scrolling all day. You would be outside living your life. The results that you're looking for, the peace that you want, the freedom that you want, the confidence that you want, the boundaries that you want, is not in your comfort zone. You've been looking for years and you haven't found it because it's not there. You are going to have to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and commit to doing something a little bit different every single day to slowly but surely get to the life that you claim you want so bad. But a lot of you don't want to do that part. The comfort zone that we choose to stay in, notice, it frustrates us. It makes us sad. It has us feeling anxious. It has us feeling less than. It's stressing us. I don't know if you know this or not, but stress is a silent killer. I don't have to convince you, just look it up. A lot of you have been stressed for years. That comfort zone that you refuse to leave is slowly killing you. But you still make the choice to stay in that comfort zone than to take a half an inch out and do something a little bit different to get to the life that you want. A lot of us have a trapped mindset. And we've been living in this trapped mindset for so long that we don't even recognize that we're living in a trapped mindset. And so then what we choose to do is hang out with other people who have trapped minds too. I know you may not want to believe this, but we attract who and what we are. I know you may not want to hear that. I didn't want to believe it either, but it's true. Okay, we end up surrounding ourselves with people who are just like us in some way, shape, or form. If you didn't, you wouldn't be able to get along with that person. There would be friction. But you get along with your friends and your family because y'all are extremely similar in some way, shape, or form. And so what you have done is you have surrounded yourself with other trap-minded people, people who share the same mindsets as you. And so it's just a whole bunch of trap-minded people giving trap-minded advice, not getting anywhere. But I'm here to tell you, you are not trapped. You are not trapped. I know you feel deep down in your soul and in your spirit that you are, but you're not. And there is always a way out of the circumstance that you're in. But in order to get out, you are going to have to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone, do something a little bit different to finally get to the results that you want. I used to live in a trap mindset too. I really used to believe deep down in my soul and in my spirit that I was trapped at that 9 to 5 and there was absolutely nothing I could do to change my life. I really believed that. I was never trapped at that job. I had options. But the options that I had was going to force me to take a half an inch out of my comfort zone and do something a little bit different. Might have had to go against what most people believe is right, but it would have eventually gotten me to the life that I always wanted. I was never trapped at that job. See, I had a pride problem. I was very prideful. I could have quit that job and just moved back home. I had that option. But then in my mind, I'm like, oh God, that means I got to move back home with my mom? Oh God, that's going backwards. That means I failed. That's really what I thought. I thought that if I moved out and then had to move back in, I failed. And I allowed my coworkers to convince me that that's failing. Because listen, we all shared the same mindset when it comes to 9 to 5s. We were all college graduates working at a job that we absolutely hated, believing that we shouldn't have to do things backwards in order to get forwards. That's what I really believe. But you want to know what's really failing? You want to know the truth? Failing is living a life that you hate. So I chose to stay in my comfort zone. I chose to stay at a job that was draining me, making me miserable, having me cry every day, then just quit and move back home. Just temporarily, just till I found something better. Wow. Absolutely ridiculous. I could have quit that 9 to 5 and just went back to fast food for a little while. I had that option. I used to work fast food. All the jobs I used to have was fast food. I used to work McDonald's, I worked Wendy's, Hardee's, Burger King. I have worked them all. But I was too prideful. And back then my mind was, why would I go and work fast food? I'm a college graduate. I'm better than that. So I made the choice to stay at a job that I absolutely hated, to then just go back to fast food, even if it was temporary, just until I found something better. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds? Your mindset. So I chose to stay somewhere that was draining me. I chose to stay somewhere that was making me miserable. I chose to complain. I chose to vent. I chose to throw pity parties for myself. I chose to talk about what's not fair and what's not going to work for me. I chose to do all of the things except the one thing that would have changed my entire life forever, which was leave. All I had to do was leave. That's all I had to do. I was never trapped at that job. You are not trapped. A lot of you have convinced yourself that you just don't have enough information. And you have convinced yourself with all of your soul that if you just watch more TikTok lives, if you just watch more YouTube videos, if you just archive more reels, if you just ask ChatGPT more questions about how to level up and how to start your business and how to change your mindset, then you will get the information that you need, and then you will have the ability to fix it later. What if I told you you are not lacking information? No, you're not. Because let's be honest, you're on social media all day. You have watched all of the TikTok live coaches at least once. You've seen everybody's face. You have already archived countless reels on how to level up and change your life. You have already watched YouTube video after YouTube video on how to create content and how to start your business. You already asked ChatGPT 500 questions yesterday. You have all of the information that you need to get started. You are not lacking information. What you are lacking is implementation, meaning you don't execute shit. Which is why I made the keyword of this live execution, because you're not doing that. You are the woman who consistently talks about what she's going to do, but you never just do it. You are the woman who makes excuse after excuse as to why it won't work for you. You are the woman who chooses to procrastinate. You talk about what you're going to do later and tomorrow and next year, and those days never show up for you. You are the woman who throws pity parties for herself. You complain and you vent. You talk about what you're not good at and what's not going to work. You are the woman who does all of the things except the one thing that will change your life forever, which is start. You refuse to start. And until you start, nothing for you is going to change. I don't know what world you live in, but in the real world, you're going to have to actually do the thing that you want to do, which is going to require you to get off of these apps. This entire life, I have told you time and time again, get off the apps. You scroll on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube for hours. And I keep telling you, if you enjoy my content, great. But I would rather you have me in your ear while you are actually doing the thing that we talked about. You should not be listening to me while you're sitting on the couch. If you want to listen to me, you better be getting your steps in. If you want to listen to me, you better be meal prepping. If you want to listen to me, you better be setting up to record your content. If you want to listen to me, you better be editing. But you better not be sitting here stagnant. Ladies, you have to execute. A business does not just fall into your lap. You have to pick your phone up. You have to hit record, and then you have to hit upload. There's a disconnect. You have convinced yourself that if you just watch, that means you're doing. No, ma'am. No, you're not doing anything but wasting time. You have to actually do it. Your comfort zone is watching. Your comfort zone is writing things down. Your comfort zone is planning. You don't watch your way to a business. You do it. You don't write your way to a business. You do it. You don't pray your way to a business. You do it. That is the truth. You are going to have to change. That's the truth. Because there are things about you that do not align with who you want to be. I'm going to make the assumption that you want to be the version of yourself who is confident, who keeps the promises that she makes to herself, that no matter how hard things get, you still keep going. I'm going to assume you want to be the version of you that knows how to put yourself first in your own life and not feel guilty about it. You know how to cut people off who drain you and who use you. I'm going to assume you want to be the version of you who's running your business and not caring what people think, who's living her life to the fullest, who has purpose, who is saving her money and creating her dream life. That version of you that you envision, she's already within you. She's already there. However, that version is buried under your fear. It is buried under your limiting beliefs. It is buried under your excuses and your procrastination and all the things that you've convinced yourself that you can't do and what you're not good at. And until you change who you are and until you change those things, you will never be the version of yourself that you need to become in order to attract things that you want. That is the truth. You can continue to buy course after course. Some of y'all have already run up Afterpay and Klarna. Let's go ahead and be real. You have already run it up. You don't got any more spending money left on it because you continue to buy these e-courses to resell, but you have yet to fix who you are. You're still not consistent. You're still not disciplined. You still refuse to put yourself first, and you refuse to close these apps and execute. And until you change those things, nothing for you is going to change. That's the truth. I already know, especially in the TikTok community, y'all just bounce from live to live. You just look for a few minutes of hope, but you're not doing the thing that anyone is telling you to do. That's the problem. That has got to change. One thing I've noticed about society today is we have become extremely entitled. Entitlement is at an all-time high, okay? And we don't even recognize how entitled we are because we've been entitled for so long. And a lot of you guys have convinced yourself with your soul, you really believe that you are entitled to time. And you have convinced yourself that if you don't start today, you always have tomorrow. And if you don't start tomorrow, you always have next week. And if you don't start next week, you can always start next month. And if you don't start next month, you can always start next year. But I'm extremely confused because the last time I checked, tomorrow's not guaranteed. So how do you know that you always have tomorrow? Who told you that? How can you be so sure that you can always start next year if you choose not to start this year? You don't know that because tomorrow is not guaranteed. And I hate to break it to you, but you are not entitled to time. And instead of you living the life that you are blessed with, the time that you are blessed with, to the fullest, doing the things that truly make you happy, building the business that you've been begging God to give you for years, you choose to waste your precious, valuable time. You choose to waste your time with distractions. You choose to waste your time with people who don't respect you. You choose to waste your time complaining and venting instead of just getting it done. You choose to waste your time throwing pity parties for yourself instead of living your life to the fullest. Time is your most precious, valuable asset. I've been saying this whole life. It is not money. Some of y'all are confused. Some of y'all really think it's money. Ma'am, it is not money. It is time. Because if you lost $50 tomorrow, yeah, it would piss you off. Of course. It'll take you a few hours to make it back. But guess what? You can make it back. But if you lose your time, is it? You don't get a second of it back. The only thing you get is regret that you wasted your time. And regret is a very heavy emotion. Shame, guilt, regret, resentment, those emotions will destroy you. And I don't have to convince you of how quickly time is moving because you can see it for yourself. Be honest. How many times a day do you look at the clock and say to yourself, wow, I cannot believe it's 8:22 in the morning. Wow, I cannot believe next week is May 2026. Wow. I cannot believe I am 35 years old, or insert your age there. If you're anything like me, you do that every day. So you already see for yourself how quickly time is moving. And you still make the choice to waste your precious, valuable time. You're going to have to change that. You are going to have to start being intentional with the time that you are blessed with. You are going to have to start making yourself a priority with the life that you were blessed with. You got to change. That has got to change. One of the toughest reality pills that I had to swallow in my own glow up journey. Listen, this is tough. So whatever ego you have, be ready. Brace yourself. Your life and the direction it's going in, whether it's going great or not so great, is a direct reflection of the choices that you make. I told you guys I used to be 100 pounds overweight. Well, my obesity was a direct reflection of the choices I made. It was a direct reflection of the foods that I chose to eat, and it was a direct reflection of the exercises I chose not to do. That's the truth. Your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. For the longest time, I thought the reason I lived paycheck to paycheck was just because I didn't make enough money. And if I just made more money, that problem would go away. Nope. Nope. You want to know why I was living paycheck to paycheck? You want to know the truth? The truth is, I was living above my means. That's the truth. I was buying cars that I couldn't afford. I was living in apartments that I couldn't afford. And so I got the stress that came along with it. Now, some of y'all are going to say, Jazz, I hear you. People do live above their means. That is true. But that's not why I'm struggling financially. How is that my fault? How can I get ahead with the economy the way it is? Jazz, food prices are high. Rent prices are high. Gas prices are high. How is that my fault? Okay. Your finances are a direct reflection of the choices that you make. And I'm going to tell you why. Ladies, let's be real. Times have been hard. True or false? Food prices, rent prices, gas prices have been on the rise for years. This didn't happen last night. But every day you choose to do nothing about it. Because Let's be real. You already knew what an ebook was. I didn't teach you that because you're on social media all day. You already know what an ebook is and you already know that you can sell one. I didn't teach you that. But every day you choose not to. You could have launched your ebook 6 months ago. You'd be making sales today. You could have started that YouTube channel 4 months ago. You already knew YouTube was paying people to post content. I didn't teach you that. But every day you chose not to. If you had launched that YouTube channel 4 months ago, it could be monetized today. You could have started that TikTok account last month. You would be building your business, you would be building your community today. But every day you choose not to. You choose to scroll, you choose to complain, and you choose to vent. You choose to keep your distractions. You choose to throw pity parties for yourself. You choose to talk about what you can't do, what you're not good at. You choose to do all of the things except the one thing that'll change your life forever, which is start. You refuse to start. You refuse to let go of the excuses, and you refuse to start. And until you change that, until you start, none of this is even going to matter. You have to change. You are holding yourself back. You are getting in your own way, and you are wasting your precious, valuable time. And listen, I am not perfect at all. The version of me that you guys see today is a direct reflection of the changes that I have made in my own life. I am nothing like who I used to be, not even close. Everything about me has changed. I told y'all, I used to be 100 pounds overweight. And for years, I used to yo-yo diet. So I would lose 20, gain 30, lose 30, gain 50. And I was just gradually getting bigger year after year after year. I had made it clear to myself I didn't know how to lose weight. Because if I truly knew how to do it, it would have got done. I told you the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, I had to do something different if I wanted to get different. So this time around, I decided to hire a personal trainer. Hadn't did that before. Changed my life. Changed my life. Not only did I lose 100 pounds that go around, I have since kept it off for 4 years. My personal trainer was the first person in my adult life that showed me no matter how hectic life gets, you still got to move your body. No matter how busy you get, you still have to eat most of your food at home. Still got to cook. His influence rubbed off on me because we attract what we are, okay? And my whole family, all of my friends back then were obese. So I was getting a whole bunch of obese advice. But when I got someone who prioritized health and wellness, rubbed off on me, changed my life. He is still my personal trainer to this day. I used to be extremely fearful. Notice the fear that we have, the fear that we hold on to. These are things that haven't even happened. You notice that? You are working yourself up for worst case scenario. That's what all this fear is, but it hasn't even happened. And ask yourself, why do we always think worst case? Why do we never think best case? Best case scenario, you post your content, you feel good, so then you want to do it again. Now you're being consistent, now you're building your community, and now you're making sales. Wow. But your mind never goes to that. It's always worst case scenario. People are going to laugh at you. You're going to fail. It hasn't even happened. You are hyping yourself up for worst case stuff. And it's driving you crazy. Stop. I used to procrastinate too. My motto was, why do today what I can put off till tomorrow? In other words, I'll start later, and later never showed up. I used to be my biggest bully to myself. I know a lot of you can relate to that. The things I used to say to myself, absolutely disgusting. I used to call myself stupid on a daily basis. Now let me ask you, how was I going to be a successful entrepreneur when I'm calling myself stupid every day? I wasn't. That had to change. Ladies, let me tell you this. Your internal world and the things you have going on in this pretty head of yours is a reflection of your external. So if you are thinking chaotic thoughts internally, I know for a fact your life is chaotic as hell. I don't even have to know you to know that. If you disrespect yourself internally, I know for a fact you have people in your real life who disrespect the hell out you. But that's how you treat yourself, so it makes sense. Change your thoughts, change your life. Stop talking to yourself like you don't have any sense. Stop disrespecting yourself. Put some respect on your name. If you wouldn't say those things to a child, you have no business saying it to you. You are not stupid and you are not incapable, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. Stop gaslighting yourself and trying to convince yourself that you can't. Everything you touch turns to gold. You are very smart. You are amazing. And you are worthy of love and success and wealth. One of the biggest distractions that I struggled with in my own journey was alcohol abuse. And I told you I started that toxic habit when I had that toxic ass job. And you would have thought that once I quit the job that would have just went away. No. Ladies, your problems don't just go away. Okay? You have to intentionally fix them. And if you choose not to, your problems just get worse. For years, I was just getting bigger until I fixed it. Imagine how big I would be today if I didn't fix it 4 years ago. I'd be pretty damn big. My alcohol abuse just got worse. Because at least when I was at work, I couldn't be drunk for 8 hours because I'm at work. Well, I quit my job during COVID. Everything was shut down. I had nothing but time to drink. I took full advantage. See, I quit my job on a whim. I had been there for 6 years. I was turning 30 in a few months. Couldn't do it anymore. So I just quit. Put in my 2-week notice, and I was out the door. I just got fed up. And deep down inside, I believe God was telling me, Jazz, the time to quit is now. Quit now, quit now. It's just eating at me. So I just quit. Quit during COVID when everything was shut down. Now, my plan was to live off of my stimulus for a few months while I built my business, and then my business will take over from there. Granted, I had just bought a house, by the way. Hadn't even been in the house for a whole year yet before I quit. I didn't have any money saved, didn't give a damn. I quit. Now, the math wasn't mathing in the first place, okay? I only had about $2,000 to my name, and my mortgage was $1,900. So the math wasn't going to work, but I quit. So now I'm at home, doing what you do. Watching TikTok lives, watching YouTube videos, just trying to make it all make sense. And back then I didn't have AI, so I couldn't ask ChatGPT any questions. I'm just trying to make it all make sense. Content creation, digital products, monetizations, and platforms. But it's not working. No one's watching my content and no one's buying my stuff. I'm getting pissed and I'm getting stressed. I had a lot of ego back then. I had a lot of pride, okay? And back then, I didn't think there was anything wrong with me. It was always someone and something else. But Jasmine was perfect as is. That's what I really believed. So I'm not blaming myself for the fact that I'm not making money. I'm blaming YouTube. YouTube doesn't like me. I'm not blaming myself for why my Instagram isn't growing. Instagram doesn't like me. But the truth is, I wasn't being productive because I was always drunk. I was not posting content consistently because I was always drunk. I was not going live because I was always drunk. Then I'm getting mad at God because I'm like, God, you told me to quit. You told me the time was now. I quit and I'm running out of money. I already missed one mortgage payment. If I miss another, you know what happens? They start the process of foreclosure. I'm stressed and I'm pissed. But because I had so much ego and pride back then, I couldn't admit to myself that I'm the problem. I couldn't say to myself, Jazz, you got a drinking problem. You need to stop. Do you know the embarrassment, the guilt, and the shame I would feel if I admitted that to myself? Oh, no. Couldn't do it. So I just chose to lie to myself some more. And I convinced myself that as long as I didn't drink before 11 a.m., I'm not an alcoholic, because in my mind, alcoholics, see, they start their day with alcohol. So if I wait till after 11, even though I drink all day, every day, as long as I don't start my day with alcohol, then I don't have a problem. So we have nothing to discuss. Wow. The worst lies are the lies you tell yourself. But notice, you can't keep running from you. Eventually, you're going to hit a brick wall. And eventually, God is going to force you to listen. I believe God is within you. He's not outside of you. Okay? So I have God within me, you have God within you. He's not outside of you. Those ideas that you get when something inside of you is telling you to start this, try this, do this today, that's God talking to you. That gut feeling, that intuition that you get, that is God talking to you. But have you noticed we spend way more time trying to avoid listening to the God within us? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Because let's be real. Deep down inside, you know exactly what you should be doing. Yes, you do. Can't convince me otherwise. You know what you should be doing. But you choose not to. Oh, you don't agree? Okay, well then let me ask you and be honest. How many ideas did God give you last year to try that you didn't even try? Since you listen so much. Let me ask you. How many times have you gone against your gut feeling just to find out later you were right? We never want to listen to God. But eventually, He is going to make you listen. And I'll never forget, I was sitting on my bed crying, terrified that I was about to lose my house. I was like, God, I don't have it. They're going to take my house. I worked so hard for this house and they're going to take it from me. God said, Jazz, what are you doing? What are you doing? You have been begging me for a business for years. Which is true. I had been. He said, the opportunity is literally right in front of you and you're wasting it. So, what are you going to do? You going to keep doing what you've been doing? Or are you going to fix it? Are you going to change? I decided to fix it. I decided to change. I decided to stop drinking. Haven't had a drink in almost 5 years. I will never touch alcohol again. I am done. And since I decided to change, my whole life began to change. I started posting consistently. Started making sales. For the first time in my life, I started to feel good about myself. I started to say nice things to myself, like, I'm smart and I'm really doing this. I'm really good at this. And it felt good. For the first time in my life, I started to believe in myself and I started to have confidence. all because I decided to change. See, what a lot of people don't realize, and what I didn't realize back then, was this. In order to get something, you're going to have to give up something. I'm going to say that again. In order to get something, you have to give something up. Cannot have both. In order for me to lose 100 pounds, I had to give up fast food. I had to give up alcohol. I had to give up soda. But I got my health back. In order for me to get the business that I had been begging God to give me for years, I had to give up excuses. I had to give up procrastination. I had to give up fear. I had to give up limiting beliefs. I had to give up distractions. I had to give up alcohol. But when I gave those things up, God opened the floodgates of heaven for me. He gave me everything I asked for and more. See, I had just asked God to help me make $60,000 a year to replace the job I had. And I even started negotiating that. I said, Lord, if you can help me make $45K, I'll make it work. I'll cut the cable off. Lord, just please help me get out of this job. God gave me 6 figures. I had just asked God for 1,000 Instagram followers. Shit, I don't even know 10 people in real life. So I was like, Lord, if you could give me 1,000 people to follow me, wow, I'll take it, please. God gave me 100,000 Instagram followers. I asked God for just a little bit of confidence so I could stop crying all the time and feeling sorry for myself. God gave me a lot of confidence. I think very highly of myself. There's nothing I don't think I can't do. I keep all of the promises that I made to myself. See, we delay our own blessings. Because let's be real, you have prayed and prayed and prayed some more, and God heard you. He knows exactly what side of town you want to live on. He knows exactly what kind of vacations you want to take with your family. He knows exactly what kind of business you want. He knows exactly how much money you want to leave your children when you're no longer here. He knows all of the things, and He is ready to give you every last thing you asked for. But the problem is, He also gives us free will. So that means you can do whatever you want to do. So if you want to waste 5 years not listening, He'll let you. If you want to waste 10 years not listening, He'll let you. Some people never receive all of their blessings because they refuse to listen. They refuse to be obedient. But when you do listen, when you do become obedient, He gives everything to you on a silver platter. And sure, maybe change is hard. Maybe it is. But the life that you're currently living is hard. Crying every day because you are so unhappy is hard. Been there, done that. Oh, I know. Knowing deep down inside that there is something better for you and not living it, that is hard. That is hard. Going to a job that drains you, that overworks you and underpays you every single day is hard. Been there, done that. See, I've lived both hearts, and I will always choose this one because at least this heart comes with peace. You can't even put a price tag on that. This heart comes with purpose. This heart comes with freedom. This heart comes with confidence. This heart comes with the income that you need to live the life that you've always wanted. I keep telling you, I have said this the entire morning. If you even thought the thought, that's because you can. Listen, those ideas that you get, something telling you, start this, try this, do this, that's God. If it was truly something that you were incapable of doing, it wouldn't even cross your mind. But it did. It crossed your mind because you can. But in order to actually get it done, you are going to have to let go of fear, and you are going to have to take a half an inch out of your comfort zone and do something just a little bit different every single day. 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Because if you don't, you will keep living the life that you've been living. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Ladies, you gotta change. There are things about you that do not align with the version of you that you want to live. You have got to change. Gotta change. For those of you guys who want to change, I want to help you. But listen, I can only help people who want it. I can't help those who don't. If you are 1000% happy with your life and the direction it's going in, then fine. Respectfully, just keep doing what you're doing. If you like it, I love it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Cool. But if you're not 1000% happy with your life and the way things are going, and you want to change it, then I want to help you. Inside of Glow Up Academy, I'm going to teach you how to build your online business from scratch. Every single thing that you need is in there. Maybe you want to go live on TikTok, like how I do, how my students do, how thousands of other creators do, and sell your products. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. Maybe you don't want to sell an ebook. I know that's what we talked about this morning, but maybe you have a different vision. Maybe you want to create an e-course. Maybe you want to create a private community. Fine, I'll teach you. We'll build it together. It's inside of Glow Up Academy. Maybe you want to monetize your content, meaning you want to get paid to post on YouTube and Instagram. Fine, I'll teach you. It's in there. All of my platforms are monetized. Every single thing that you need to be successful with your online business is inside of Glow Up Academy. But not only am I going to teach you how to build your online business from scratch, most importantly, ladies, I'm going to teach you how to build you. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your consistency together every single day. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your discipline every single day. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your confidence every single day. Inside of Glow Up Academy, you and I are going to build your self-prioritization, meaning you are going to start making yourself a priority in your life. We do all have the same 24 hours, but we do not all have the same responsibilities. Glow Up Academy is the space where not only do you build your online business, but you and I create a schedule and a routine that works best for your life with your responsibilities and your goals. Glow Up Academy is the space where you become the woman who not only starts, but actually follows through. A couple of things before I let you join Glow Up Academy. Number one, I only let 10 people in at a time. Because believe it or not everybody has the same path. Some people have a product but no audience. Some people have an audience but no product. Some people have a million ideas. So you're listening to everything God gave you, but you're spreading yourself too thin because you're trying to do everything at once. Well, that stops today. You and I are going to choose your one most favorite idea, and we're going to grow that. And once that one idea is growing and making money, then we'll reach back into the pile and pull out another idea. Some of you guys have no clue what kind of business you want to start yet, and that's fine. We'll figure it out together. And some of you guys don't want to start a business yet. There are other things that you want to work on. Maybe you want to work on weight loss. Maybe you want to work on building up your confidence. Maybe you want to work on putting yourself first. No matter what it is, no matter where you're at in your journey, I can help you. I had just noticed for myself, having more than 10 people join at one time overwhelms me because I am extremely hands-on with my students. And I literally sit down and I figure out what works best for you based off of the information that you gave me. And we create a plan for you, okay? So that's why I cap it at 10. And then once I'm ready to accept more members, then I'll bring the link back up, okay? One other thing, I told you guys I'm not here to convince and I'm not here to force. I am here to help the woman who recognizes that she's hit her brick wall and she truly wants to change. I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes. So, when that timer starts, just move. Stop overthinking, like you always do. Deep down inside, you know I can help you. That's why you're still here. I'm big on energy, and you know I can. So don't overthink it, because once that timer does go off, I do take the link down, and you cannot join until I'm ready to accept more people, okay? So just move. Glow Up Academy is lifetime access. So once you're inside, you are inside forever. Okay? There's no monthly fees, there's no annual dues or anything like that. It's one time, you're in forever. Okay? You will always have access to all the information that's in there and what I update regularly because things are constantly changing, like the algorithms, new social platforms, all those things. So you will always have access to all of that. Okay? You will also always have access to our live coaching calls. We go live in there. And you will always have access to ask me any questions that you have. And I'm always checking in with all of my students to make sure that you're sticking to the plan. And if you're not, then we figure out something new to try to get you locked in. Sometimes we got to change things. Like you might have told me you're a morning person, but you're struggling with getting stuff done in the morning. So then we realize you're more of like an evening person. So then we'll adjust accordingly. I'm always checking in. Okay, so you will always have access to all of those things. Because Glow Up Academy is lifetime access, it is $5.97, and it is worth every penny of $5.97. I was not live for 2 weeks because I was recovering from thyroid surgery, and women were still joining at $5.97. Okay? However, because you guys were here, you were present, you took notes, you asked questions, and most importantly, you promised you were going to execute, I'm going to take the price down. And the price for lifetime access will stay down for 10 minutes. So, when the timer starts, just move. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break the payment up so you can still get in on the lower price. But once that timer goes off, we're back at $5.97. Okay? One more thing before I let you guys join. I want y'all to be very clear. Let me pull this up for you guys so y'all can see. There is an inbox icon inside of Glow Up Academy. I want y'all to see this. So there's a message icon right here, okay? As soon as I get off of this live, so in about 10 minutes, I'm going to be messaging you because I want to know more about you, what you're struggling with, what have you tried, what are your ideas, all the things, okay? Please make sure you respond to me. I know some of you, it is Saturday, so I know some of you guys are going to be out with your family. You might be at work, so you may not have time to respond right now. I understand that. But I need you to promise me that before you go to bed tonight, that you sit down and you take some time to respond. Because the quicker you respond, the quicker we can start figuring out what works best for you and executing. We've already wasted years. Let's not waste another minute, okay? So please respond. Also, too, I'm always checking in to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. That's the whole purpose of a coach. I need you to respond and let me know what's working and what's not so we can adjust so that you can still get the stuff done, okay? So please always make sure you're responding to my messages because I'm here to help you, but I can't help you if you don't tell me what's going on, okay? Okay. I'm going to show TikTok how to join first, and I'm going to show YouTube. Y'all's instructions are a little bit different, so hang tight. TikTok, in order for you guys to lock in, okay. You are going to click on my profile picture up at the top twice and come to my profile. Now, I'm on 2 TikToks. The one that says how to turn your online business from scratch, how to start your online business from scratch. Y'all on my main account, so it does not look like this, but the link is still the same, okay? You're gonna click where it says stand.store right here in the bio. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Now I have marked the price down from $5.97 to $3.49, and it will stay $3.49 for the next 10 minutes. Okay? Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. I don't mind. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address. This is important. Ladies, the email address that you put in is where everything is going. A lot of times the autocorrect gets you, so please quadruple check that. Make sure you spelled Gmail correct. Make sure you spelled .com correctly. Okay? You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up and still get it on the $3.49 price. You will hit this blue button right here that says Start My Glow Up. Within 30 seconds tops, you should be receiving your very first email from Stan, which is just your order confirmation email. The second email that you guys will be receiving will be coming from me. It'll say Jasmine Spencer has invited you to join Glow Up Academy. If you have a Gmail, sometimes it's in the promotional section, sometimes it goes into spam, so check both. I need you to click on it and you'll see a yellow button that says join now. Click it. Do not leave my live until you confirm to me that you received that email and that you have full access inside of Glow Up Academy. If you did not get any of those emails, that's because there was a spelling mistake. No worries, we will fix it right here on this live, okay? That's why I need you guys to come back because I don't know what your email is supposed to be to know if you got it or not. All right, YouTube, in order for you guys to lock in, your instructions are a tad bit different. You're gonna leave off of my live. You're gonna come to my YouTube channel and you'll click right here where it says stand.store. Oopsies. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Same thing, it is marked down to $3.49 from $5.97. Scroll down, feel free to read my reviews, I do not mind. Enter your name, quadruple check that email address. You can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that up, and then click that blue button, Start My Glow Up, okay? And within 30 seconds, you should be receiving the very first email, okay? I am going to go ahead and start our timer. Give me 1 second. All right, our timer has been started. You guys, please don't leave until you confirm. I see one woman already joined. I'm about to send that second email out now. Tiffany. Okay. Tiffany, can you check your email for me and confirm that you received that email? Tiffany. All right. So I am waiting on Tiffany to confirm. We have a few minutes left while we wait for people to join. Let's do a few of our affirmations before we close this out. I am deserving of joy, success, and love. Good morning. I am deserving of joy, success, and love. And if you don't believe that, that's the problem. If you don't believe that, that is the problem. A lot of people say that they know that they are worthy of those things, but their actions show differently. If you truly believe that you are worthy of joy, success, and love, you wouldn't be sabotaging yourself. You wouldn't be doubting yourself. You wouldn't be continuously putting others before you. That's not something that you would be doing. If that is something that you are doing, that needs to change. That needs to change. And I know sometimes we get into the mindset of, I can do everything myself. We believe that if we ask for help, then that makes us less than or incapable. It's a pride thing. But I'm here to tell you that's not true. And you don't know everything. You don't know everything. Being around people who are where you want to be is by far the most powerful thing that you can do for yourself. And I know that firsthand because when I hired my personal trainer, changed my life. Changed my life. Because I didn't know everything. And the only people I was around, were obese people. We all struggle with weight. So how could somebody who also struggles with weight teach me how to unstruggle? They can't. They can't. You have to surround yourself with the people who you aspire to be like. You have to. Because if you continue to hang out in environments that you're hanging in, staying in that comfort zone of yours, you will continue to get the same results that you've been getting. You have to be open to new environments, new people, and new mindsets. That's the only way that you're going to change. Okay? So another one. Self-love empowers me to be my best version every single day. Self-love empowers me to be my best version every single day. This is why I'm talking about keeping the promises that you made to yourself. This is why I'm talking about following through with the things you said you were going to do, slowly but surely, every single day, so that you can build that self-love. A lot of people start good for the first week, maybe even 2, but after week 3, right back to the same routines. And then that cycle repeats year after year after year, and no progress was made. Absolutely. We have got to start keeping the promises that we make. This is why I keep saying, start slowly. Take a half an inch out every single day. Try something a little bit different to slowly but surely get to the results that you want. Okay? Absolutely. Okay, perfect. Let me check. Hold on, let me refresh my page. Okay. Yes, Tiffany, you are inside. Amanda, can you check your email for me? Amanda, I'm not sure if she's on TikTok or YouTube. Amanda, check your email for me. Tiffany, I'll be sending you a message in like 4 minutes, so just hang tight for me. Amanda, I'm waiting on you. I just sent you that second email. Okay. Amanda. All right. I'm not sure which life she's on. I have the power to create the life I want. I have the power. Oopsies. I have the power to create the life I want. Absolutely. But it's going to require you to get off of these apps. There's a reason why I keep telling you guys the scrolling's got to stop. And some of y'all are not going to stop. You're not. Because you don't think there's a problem with scrolling. You don't see anything wrong with it. Keep thinking that. But what has the scrolling done for you? Because the time that you're scrolling is the time that you could be creating your content. The time that you're scrolling could be the time that you're working on your products. There's a disconnect between watching and doing. So many people have convinced themselves that because they're watching motivational content that they're doing something, but you're not. And that is the cycle. Watch, feel motivated for a few minutes, and then slowly go right back into your routines. Making excuses, procrastinating, and talking about what you can't do, and trying to be perfect. But until you're willing to break that cycle, that's the routine you will stay in. Watching does not equate to doing. Those are two different things. You have to close the apps. You have to get off of the apps. You have to stop watching. You have to start doing. I don't know what it's going to take for you to realize that. Some of y'all might take a few more months before you get it. But the scrolling has to stop. It has got to stop. You will not be able to create the life you want by scrolling. I don't need to have it all figured out. Amen to that. I do not need to have it all figured out. No, you do not. Yeah, let me show you guys one more time. TikTok. Okay. You're gonna click on my profile picture up at the top twice, come to my profile, and then click where it says stand.store. Don't forget, you guys, I am on 2 TikTok lives. So the one that says how to start your online business from scratch, my profile does not look like this, but the link is still the same. Okay. Click right here. And then here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Scroll down. Feel free to read my reviews. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address, and you can use Afterpay or Klarna to break that payment up. YouTube. You're going to leave the live and come to my channel, and then click where it says stand.store. And then, here we are. Become the woman who actually follows through. Mark down from $5.97 to $3.49. Scroll down. Enter your name and quadruple check your email address, and then click you can use that to pay your Klarna, and then click the Start My Glow Up, the blue button, okay? And then you should be receiving that very first email within a few seconds. Amanda, that was our timer. Amanda, I'm still waiting on you to let me know you got that email. You guys, please do not leave until you confirm that you've received everything. Please, 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 okay? And for those of you guys who were on the fence, hold on. Actually, I think Amanda just joined. Hold on. Okay. Amanda, I see you. I'm not sure which live you're on, but you are inside, so we are good to go there. For those of you guys who were on the fence, let me tell you this. For those of y'all who are on some, I'll start later, I'll sign up later. You've already proven to yourself, later never shows up. You keep putting things off, and nothing progresses. Deep down inside, you know I can help you. That's why you're still here. You've been on this live for 175 minutes. That's a very long time, okay? You could be anywhere on the internet right now, but you chose to stay here because you believe what I'm saying to be true, okay? You are gonna have to get to a point where you take that next step, because the longer you wait, the longer you say later, the longer you delay the blessings that you've wanted, okay? For those of you guys who joined, thank you so much. I'm hopping in now. You'll be getting a message from me in the next few minutes. For those of you guys who didn't, I'm glad that you are getting the results that you want. Make sure you guys follow me so you do not lose me, because they do steal my videos and they make fake accounts and they turn around and message you. YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel. TikTok, make sure y'all follow me. I hope you guys have an amazing Saturday, and I will see you guys later.